Hello, welcome back to Almighty Blues FC. Yes, we are just coming off another stream. वहाँ पर हमने discuss किया transfers, but there is a lot more because there are matches happening literally every day that we are streaming. For those of you जिनको पता नहीं है, it's basically two channels. We are kind of mixing and matching about the Nations League, the transfer news and whatnot. क्योंकि yes, lot of content is planned. तो यहाँ पर क्विकली मैं लगा देता हूँ मैच शुरू होने वाला है जस्ट दैट इज जर्मनी इंग्लैंड और हम ऑफ कोर्स देखेंगे क्या है आपका स्टार्टिंग लाइनअप्स एंड व्हाट नॉट आई बिलीव कौन से मैच में कौन से चैनल में आ रहा है आई थिंक सोनी 10-1 में आ रहा है नहीं इटली हंगरी आ रहा है ऑन सोनी 10-1 इट इज बेसिकली लीग ए group 3 by the way people do get in your predictions your score predictions for Germany England always historic match यार Germany England has always been that game तो मुझे मतलब काफी इंटरेस्ट है इस गेम में ऑफ कोर्स lot of Chelsea players or ex-Chelsea players involved in this as well so that is also one more reason lekin not just that of course let me big up a few people as kickoff take place Aditya in the house watch along with fans maybe not on stream but on Zoom call or Discord maybe in future absolutely भाई ये करना है it's just that मुझे टाइम नहीं मिला है लेकिन we will certainly do that absolutely Chaitanya in the house as well loyal Chelsea is always loyal can Isco come to Chelsea? No, he's washed. Let's be honest. As much as he was a great player a few years ago, he's washed. I wouldn't want any washed players at Chelsea. मतलब maybe legends को हम बात करें like Hazard maybe, but even then, no. Honestly, मैं सच में बोलूँ तो नहीं. Sony 10-2 में आ रहा है अपना Germany versus England, right? Of course, Italy, Hungary is coming on. Sony 10-1. कैसे हो अंकित भैया? मस्त हूँ. Hello Ankit भैया, how are you? Been a long time. Himshikar, long time. आपको हो गया लगता है लेकिन हाँ, probably that's just a fun. Probably आप regular हो from what I remember. Saka starts as a wing back, Southgate वाला गांजा हमें भी फूकना है. Germany 3-1 England. Okay, Liverpool are interested in Pulisic as Mane replacement. हाँ, वो हमने already cover कर चुका है last transfer stream में. But by the way, people, we did a quick transfer stream just half an hour ago. So people who missed out for latest update for the last 48 hours हमने वहाँ cover किया है और of course थोड़ा सा मेरा mini rant as always होता है with Chelsea being in the house and talk about Milan as well हमने काफी cover किया across clubs लेकिन यहाँ पर मैं quickly दिखाने वाला हूँ lineup and do let me know lot of people in the house hopefully हम double कर दे number because there is basically going to be a great night of football Trippier playing भाई साहब क्या बोलूं यार पता नहीं भाई ये साउथगेट के पास पता नहीं he doesn't have the courage simply put सच में बोलूं he doesn't have the courage to actually just go all guns blazing England have so much talent not that Trippier is bad Walker is bad of course he's good अब देखो Maguire Saka Stones Walker Trippier मतलब literally in this formation आप बोलोगे चलो Saka थोड़ा attacking रहेंगे तो you can say maybe arguably at times with the ball 4-4 हो जाएंगे you can kind of argue that but what about Germany are going with an interesting front line और Bayern Munich का investment in Musiala next Chelsea player has come through यहाँ पर kick off हो रहा है Musiala starting and in attack and that's the difference that Musiala का आप देख रहे हो versus say previous seasons right लेकिन हाँ Kimmich, Gundogan, Hoffman, Raum is very talented trust me on that Schlotterbeck back arguably one of the center backs of the season in the league आप बोल सकते थे लेकिन Rudiger मतलब obviously I'll look at him being a center half so वो काफी interesting वो निकोलस सूले नहीं आज यहाँ पर माउंट को ऑलरेडी 6 डाल दिया इन्होंने रेटिंग ये कहाँ से है भाई लेकिन माउंट अगेन स्टार्टिंग मैन मतलब आई डोंट नो मतलब आई लव द गाय लेकिन कम ऑन इतना ज्यादा स्टार्ट मत कराओ यार थक जाएगा बेचारा बट यस फतेह विल बी जॉइनिंग अस मे बी इन अंदर 10-15 मिनट्स लिवरपूल इंटरेस्टेड ये हमने कवर कर दिया था ऑलरेडी अनिकेत आप देखो हमारे ट्रांसफर स्ट्रीम भाई इज लेवेंडोव्स्की बीइंग अनप्रोफेशनल लेवेंडोव्स्की यार प्रॉब्लम है ना he is not getting a भाई साहब यहाँ पर एक अच्छा चांस बढ़िया चांस था जर्मनी का काई हावर्ट्स लेकिन नहीं डायरेक्टली टू पिकफोर्ड देखो you cannot say what's happening behind the scenes now Mohammed Usman like thank you for joining by the way लेकिन मैं बोलूँगा वही है it's about just being able to gauge that what is happening really behind the scenes मुझे लगता है I'm guessing that Bayern Munich ने बोला है भाई मतलब anyway you're not a long term person for us हम अगर बढ़ाए भी आपका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट तो आपको इतना नहीं दे सकते and that's what I'm talking about they're not going to go with and break the bank because let's be honest Bayern Munich के पास है a lot of options. They get Ryan Gravenberch for 20 million euros. I know Lewandowski is next level, probably, arguably one of the best in terms of form and fitness as well. आप बोलोगे in terms of strikers. लेकिन यार, you have to say that Lewandowski is probably, I don't see him as being an unprofessional player ever. For me, first time है जहाँ दिख रहा है Lewandowski has done that. Correct me if I'm wrong. तो मेरे ख्याल से there is more to it than what we know. यहाँ पर जर्मनी का अच्छा चांस वापस कॉर्नर था, लेकिन क्लियर करते हुए इंग्लैंड डबल चांस ऑलमोस्ट यू कैन से 2-1 Germany win. Excited for Hansi Flick journey as a Germany manager. Okay, interesting. Yeah, by the way, I'm seeing a few people in. So again, thanks a lot जो भी join किया है. And it would really help us, yeah, because I'm noticing that the number of people watching at once has kind of reduced. And I don't know why. Maybe आपको लग रहा हो repetitive है, रोज आ रहे matches. Maybe you're not interested in Nations League. I don't know. But if there's anything regarding the content आप जो चाहते हो, we will be more than happy. Like मैंने बोला है काफी बार जो people are actually watching, that come on, it was a very long and a rigorous season हमारे लिए भी. So as a content creator, I have just taken this week off to kind of think about what content I'll bring next. Or already it's in the plan. It's just about sometimes my panel might not be available, इसलिए हम थोड़ा सा postpone करें, थोड़ा सा basically pre-plan करें things. और ऑफ कोर्स ट्रांसफर विंडो इज ऑन, तो हम रैंडम स्ट्रीम्स भी करेंगे दोनों ही चैनल्स में, ठीक है. लेकिन अगर आपको कोई चीज पसंद आ रहा है नहीं पसंद आ रहा है, आई वुड लव टू हियर फ्रॉम यू. आई एम ऑलवेज अवेलेबल ऑन डीएम्स. maybe I'll respond late, but I will respond. It will be on Almighty Blues FC on Twitter, on Instagram, और अगर आप फॉलो करते हो मुझे on either of them, it makes a lot of difference. अगर आप जाकर retweet कर दो on my Twitter with the link जो मैंने अभी retweet किया है saying that I'm live, and like the post, be it on Instagram or share my story. Like again, this is a genuine request. और of course हम generally community डालते हैं, so do check out all the updates. यहाँ पर ओ भाई साहब एक प्रॉपर काउंटर अटैक था इंग्लैंड का, लेकिन ऑब्वियसली द मैन द मिथ नॉयर भाई, स्वीपर कीपर, brilliant keeper. He obviously yes, absolutely man. Southgate I cannot understand, to be very honest about it. और yes, हम comments लेंगे, काफी comments लेंगे, questions भी लेंगे, फतेह आने वाले हैं, but till then hopefully you guys put in your questions, we'll discuss a lot, we have a lot of interaction. अगर आपको प्रायोरिटाइज करने हैं, काफी लोग हैं चैट में, इन फ्यूचर यू कैन ऑलवेज प्रायोरिटाइज बाय सुपर चैट, बिकॉज दैट हेल्प्स द चैनल, इट गोज बैक टू द चैनल एंड वी पुट इन द चैनल, एंड दैट इज व्हाई I am repeating that because I would like to raise the standard of the channel. अगर आपको लगता है there is something missing, which I am open to. रीस जेम्स को तो स्टार्ट करवाना चाहिए था, ग्रेट डिफेंसिवली और अटैकिंग में भी वे बेटर देन ट्रिपियर. लेकिन वही रीस जेम्स टेक्निकली दिया था what do you say, the penalty. हाँ, that wasn't a penalty and all those things, लेकिन maybe that, so I don't know. मतलब वो ये is he brave enough, Southgate? I'm not sure if he's brave enough. I don't see him being brave enough. Absolutely. Trent, Jude, Reece James, Grealish, James Ward-Prowse all on bench, and Trippier and Maguire starting. Yes. यहाँ पर बेंच भी देख लेते हैं, बिकॉज बेंच मैंने दिखाना भूल गया एक्चुअली. तो लेट्स एक्चुअली लुक एट द बेंच ऑप्शंस. ऑफ कोर्स हु हैज अ स्ट्रॉन्गर बेंच? आर्ग्युबली इंग्लैंड. आप देखो तो लाइक आई थिंक द कमेंट वाज Grealish, Bowen, Tammy Abraham, Conor Gallagher, James Ward-Prowse, Jude Bellingham, Reece James, Connor Cody, Mark Gay, Trent, Aaron Ramsdale. देखो भाई साहब क्या बेंच है. यहाँ पर भी देखिए जर्मनी का लीरॉय सारे, Gnabry, Timo Werner on paper, Julian Brandt, Leon Goretzka, Nicholas Sul, Kerrer, Kevin Trapp, Baumann, or Royce injured. Oh man, this is like a star-studded squad of both the teams, man. Absolutely. लेकिन देखते हैं अभी if people are able to like the stream, I'm hoping that likes double हो जाए people. Everyone, if you're not here, regularly. Just to repeat, I will say that every like helps, and that's how the channel grows. I'm seeing 22 likes. Come on, we can easily get to about 50 likes in the next 5 minutes. So likes ho jaye, or like I said, if you can just share the stream, it will be brilliant. Okay, why do Chelsea players play better with the national team? Oh, nice shot, man. Nice shot. Neuer, man. Neuer, nice guys. Lekin haan, Harry Kane with a shot, if I'm not wrong. I don't know, मतलब गौरव आप particularly बोलो which Chelsea players are you talking about? I talk about Timo Werner. I feel वो overhyped है. I feel he's overhyped for Germany. ऐसा कुछ किया नहीं जर्मनी के लिए. तो आई फील जर्मनी के लिए भी आई थिंक ही इज अंडरवेलमिंग. जर्मनी के लिए व्हाट आर यू एक्सपेक्टिंग अ स्ट्राइकर टू डू? ही इज अंडरवेलमिंग, दैट्स व्हाई ही डजंट स्टार्ट दैट ऑफन एज व्हाट ही शुड. ही इज गुड, डेफिनेटली बेटर, बट वही है भाई. बिकॉज यार आप बोलोगे चेल्सी is a place where basically इतने सारे अटैकिंग ऑप्शंस है, इतने कंसिस्टेंट रन नहीं मिलते. आई नो नेशनल टीम के लिए भी काफी है, लेकिन आई थिंक द मैनेजर काइंड ऑफ sticks with them for a longer while maybe. Lukaku, clearly he's a main guy in Belgium, along with De Bruyne, and that is why he kind of works for Belgium comparatively. और कौन यार? मेसन माउंट, आई थिंक ही इज ब्रिलियंट फॉर चेल्सी. रीस जेम्स इज ब्रिलियंट फॉर चेल्सी. और कौन है नेशनल? एंगोलो कांटे, आई थिंक अगेन arguably he had better seasons for Chelsea than he had for France. I have to say that. तो I would kind of disagree there, Gaurav. लेकिन आप बोलिए, आप which players are you particularly referring to? Hello to Hardik, always good to see Hardik here. भाई आप हॉलैंड को वर्ल्ड कप में कहाँ देखते हो यार? मैं प्रेडिक्ट जहां तक किया हूँ, इफ आई रिमेंबर राइट, अर्ली प्रेडिक्शंस में तो मैं क्वार्टर फाइनल्स तक देखा था, और मे बी जैसे सेमीफाइनल, लेकिन क्वार्टर फाइनल्स तक देख रहा हूँ मैं. लेकिन हाँ, हॉलैंड और अर्जेंटीना मिल सकती है. that might be the main game, you never know. England will win 2-0. Okay, Lumani going for England. Ankit bhai, which team's jersey have you loved for upcoming season? यार honestly मैं हर एक टीम का देखा नहीं अभी तक. We are streaming left, right and center. I've not got a chance to kind of follow every team's jersey, लेकिन जितना देखा हूँ उतना मैं बोल सकता हूँ चेल्सी का तो I've not really liked it, very honestly. हाँ, by the way न्यूज ये भी है, हम we might keep 3 as a sponsor, और यहाँ पर talking about Chelsea and England, Calvin Phillips is injured, looks like. मतलब the sought after guy Man City fans के लिए he is injured लग रहा है मुझे. अरे kind of unfortunate था, लेकिन हाँ, it look potential bad injury. Let's see if it's really bad. लेकिन हाँ, I think so. मतलब again in terms of upcoming season, मैंने यूवेंटस का देखा है भाई, बिजली कड़क रही है. क्या था यूवेंटस का जर्सी? Barca is not bad actually. Barca is not bad in Shikhar, I would say, absolutely. Ankit, what do you like more, doing a video, normal stream, or a watch along? Well, it depends on the mood, buddy. As in, it definitely depends on the mood. For me, I'm like a very moody guy, emotional who. Yes, I wear my heart on my sleeve, but I actually like kind of doing much more. Just go on and on about the clubs and players I love. So I'm like, do a normal stream, maybe with nostalgia, with maybe Chelsea, AC Milan, or maybe Mourinho, just putting it out there. Lekin at the end of the day, transfer talk, yaar, matlab everyone is interested. Mera favorite pastime kya tha at a point. Even now, when I'm kind of doing nothing, I'm kind of making teams in my head. वो मैं करता हूँ. बेस्ट 11, बैकअप 11, be it for club or country, मैं हमेशा करता हूँ. So transfers, definitely I love it as well. But of course, watch along is like something like, okay, I anyway will watch, and I'm kind of watching with you friends, and that's the idea. But of course, I love the fact that आप लोग involve होते हो, and then you kind of back me as well, and ask me questions, because I'm able to kind of जो इतने सालों से अंदर है ना, वो सब बाहर निकल के आता है. My man Gundogan starts. I bet he'll terrorize Rice and Calvin Phillips in the midfield. Okay, देखते let's see. I believe that Calvin Phillips and Rice are really good as well. लेकिन again, I know Gundogan is class. Like करो दोस्तों, subscribe करो, absolutely भूलना मत. लेकिन हाँ, उससे भी ज़्यादा यार share करो. I would rather really want people to share, because let's be honest. I will not have any qualms about saying this again. I think we deserve many more viewers. Not that I don't respect the viewers out there. Absolutely, I love them to core. लेकिन वही है. If we have more viewers, we'll have more kind of as in points of view. So I think we deserve that. तो अगर आप लोग share कर सको ना, I know it's kind of past midnight in India, and not many people might be interested in Nations League. लेकिन again, I've had streams with a lot of people as well. So मुझे ज़्यादा मजा आता है. That is what Lumani had asked me, right? So I just like when there are more people to interact with. Simply put. Advay says hello. Werner, Kai, Lukaku. Okay, Werner, Kai, Lukaku for national team. Kai Havertz, Gaurav, really? Well, what has he done for Germany that he's not done for Chelsea? I disagree there. Kai Havertz, I disagree. लेकिन हाँ, Werner and Lukaku to some extent I agree. और उन दोनों का मैं already बता दिया reason. But हाँ, generally speaking, I think it's more down to the manager and the person as well. Maybe Lukaku feels वो बहुत बड़े हैं for Belgium, and in Chelsea he kind of forgets that Chelsea is far bigger. So that's what happens. So you have to kind of put yourself down as well to some extent, right? And then just be open to the tactics of the manager. Italy, Hungary, Wilfred Gnonto, भाई साहब, Wilfred Gnonto. Actually good that आप बोल रहे हो, because मैं वो लाइनअप दिखाना भूल गया. वहां पर 0-0 by the way. और यहाँ पर इंटरेस्टिंगली, जस्ट फॉर पीपल हु डू नॉट नो, जर्मनी एंड बेसिकली किस इसका हुआ था भाई, जर्मनी और इटली का ड्रॉ हुआ था 1-1, ठीक है, और इंग्लैंड लॉस्ट टू हंगरी। तो एज थिंग्स स्टैंड, हंगरी आर इन ड्राइवर्स सीट, ठीक है। तो इट विल बी इंपॉर्टेंट, इटली वर्सेस हंगरी, काफी इंपॉर्टेंट गेम होने वाला है, ऑफ कोर्स फॉर इटली फ्यूचर इज वेल। लेकिन इटली का क्या 11 है यहाँ पर दिखाते हैं। नॉन्टो इज प्लेइंग, ही इज द फाइंड ऑफ लास्ट गेम फॉर मी, सो डेफिनेटली इज ऑन। सो नॉन्टो इज प्लेइंग, अब देखो ये रहा। तो स्पिनज़ोला, Pellegrini, Bastoni, by Mancini is a young centre half at Roma. Calabria playing Barella, Cristante, Politano, Raspadori, Nonto, and Donnarumma. Interesting, interesting. Of course, Hungary ke this player is the key. You know, Zalai, और एक और Zalai. तीन Zalai है in a strange sense. लेकिन you know what I mean. This number 10 is the main guy. Of course, the winger from Leipzig. मतलब मैं उनका प्रोनाउंस नहीं कर पाता पूरा अच्छे से नाम, इसलिए पूरा नाम नहीं ले रहा हूँ, जलाई मैं जा रहा हूँ इजी। यहाँ पर एक स्ट्रेचर आते हुए, इंटरेस्टिंग भाई, ये क्या हुआ? द रेफरी इज कॉलिंग फॉर अ स्ट्रेचर। तो लेट मी नो, इटली हंगरी, व्हाट डू यू थिंक विल हैपन? आई एम इम्प्रेस्ड विद दिस 11। आई वाज रियली इम्प्रेस्ड विद पोलिटानो इन द लास्ट गेम। रास्पादोरी स्टार्टिंग अप फ्रंट, बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग है। आई वाज होपिंग कि स्कमाका प्लेज, बट इफ यू सी द बेंच, यहाँ पर Belotti is an option, Locatelli is an option for Italy. Then they have Tonali coming on possibly, but I was hoping यार Scamacca क्या injured है क्या? Scamacca injured है looks like. He's not there, आज है नहीं, तो स्ट्राइकर्स की कमी इटली में ऑलरेडी। Belotti being on the bench, obviously वो नहीं है फ्यूचर, लेकिन obviously Italian bench far stronger। और नहीं यार, इंजर्ड है डेफिनेटली, कैल्विन फिलिप्स इंजर्ड है, he'll be coming off for sure now, it's seeming like for me। लेकिन लेट मी सी, टेक अ फ्यू मोर कमेंट्स। डेम्बेले ऑफर्ड 4-year डील, हाँ वो तो पता ही था भाई, अदवे हमने आई थिंक वीकेंड वाले ट्रांसफर स्ट्रीम में कवर किया था, लेकिन अगेन जवाब नहीं आया। दैट इज द बिगेस्ट डील। बट हाँ, अदवे ऑलवेज गुड टू सी यू। हेलो भाई, हेलो to Tausif as well. FPL with fans and weekly Premier League predictions and FPL discussions with panel. Good idea. Once season starts, would get participation from fans on FPL. चलो ये करते हैं। मैं FPL थोड़ा टाइम दूंगा यार, ऑल टाइम देना पड़ता है, इट्स जस्ट अबाउट टाइम। मैं करना काफी चाहता हूँ एफपीएल, लेकिन वही आई कुडंट कंटिन्यू विद माय एफपीएल टीम एंड टैक्टिक्स यू नो इन द लास्ट सीजन। यूवेंटस की जर्सी बहुत सेक्सी है, हमारी भी अच्छी है यार। यूवेंटस का ना कुछ ज्यादा ही ब्राइट है इन माय ओपिनियन। हेलो ब्रो, हेलो हर्षवर्धन, ऑलवेज गुड टू सी यू ब्रो। होपफुली आप लाइक कर दियो स्ट्रीम, और आप सब लोग जो भी लेट ज्वाइन किया, याद रखो वी डिड अ ट्रांसफर स्ट्रीम, अ शॉर्ट स्ट्रीम, लेकिन ब्रेकिंग न्यूज स्ट्रीम जस्ट हाफ एन आवर अगो ऑन ऑलमाइटी स्पोर्ट्स प्लस। हाँ, जहां पर हम फाइनली 3K रीच कर लिए, लेकिन इट्स जस्ट अ स्टार्ट, इट्स रोड टू 4K ऑन बोथ द चैनल्स। कम ऑन पीपल। भाई मैंने सोच लिया है कि इफ लुकाकू लीव्स आई वोंट, बिकॉज़ चेल्सी नीड्स मी। टीम ओनर बोल रहे हैं। ओके अंकित भाई, व्हेन विल माय क्विज सेशन विल रिटर्न? ओके, यहाँ पर एक क्लू दे देता हूँ। आई एम प्लानिंग टू relaunch Who Am I with another twist. Yes, a kind of season 3 along with season 2, season 1 to be continued as well. तो वो होने वाला है, just about me getting the time. तो I thought, मैंने promise किया था yes by June 1st होगा, लेकिन the fact is we have इतने सारे मैचेस अभी ना, तो मैं सोचा let these matches get over and then we'll do the World Cup and the Who Am I, you know, kind of streams as well as transfers much more. And we are having Fateh in the house. Fateh भाई कैसे हो?
आई एम फाइन यार अंकित, लेकिन जो आपकी लाइट की प्रॉब्लम है वो मेरे इधर हो गई है, लाइक देयर इज नो लाइट।
ओह नहीं क्या, ओके नो प्रॉब्लम, वील हैव फतेह टिल द टाइम फतेह कैन स्टे, ऑब्वियसली लाइट आए तो वापस आ जाएगा।
No, it's working like this. I mean, it'll work like this, but yeah, there's I don't know, like you used to be, you know, that guy, light nahi thi, but yeah.
नहीं come on, let's not tag me that way, but come on, as in the technical issues can happen to anyone, but definitely great to have Fateh. Chelsea ready to accept 2-year loan for Lukaku with shared wages, Inter showing interest। क्या लग रहा है भाई real test? मैंने ट्रांसफर स्ट्रीम किया यहाँ पर, अच्छा चांस जर्मनी का, लेकिन नहीं क्लियर कर दिया पिकफोर्ड ने। व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
So
लुकाकू
multiple year loans are banned, I think. Are they banned in EPL also? Because they're banned in England, Italy. So you can't make those 2-year loan deals in Italy. That this is what I know. You can only do that 1-year thing.
It's on. मतलब this is the first time I'm hearing this. It's on
Yeah,
because
so
इतने
this is
सारे
what I'm
reports.
in Italy, there are no 2-year loans now. Multiple year loans have been done away with. You can only go out on loan for 1 year. Now I don't know whether that's a
नहीं नहीं
domestic
नहीं.
thing.
So when they say multiple year loan, I think it can be put in a different way. They can put basically a clause, basically there you are obliged to sign the player after a certain period, right? लेकिन आपको
Hmm.
you are calling it differently. So you're not calling a multiple year loan deal. You're calling loan on 1 year and obliged to sign. वो हुआ है. Tomori के वही हुआ था. Tomori was that. It was
And I
last
think no,
season.
this is the latest that from what I know that multiple year loans in Italy. Now it might be that somebody coming from abroad is not under that clause, but in Italy this has happened now. So players this year can only be signed on 1 year loans. This much I know. So, but no man, it's very difficult because see, I don't think we have any money to pay you even 2 years down the line. You know.
अरे मतलब इसलिए ना मतलब अभी आ रहा है लिटरली दैट बर्ली और टूकल आर गोना मीट टुमारो एंड दे आर गोना डिस्कस अबाउट व्हाट द फ्यूचर ऑफ लुकाकू इज व्हाट द फ्यूचर ऑफ अ ट्रांसफर्स लुक्स लाइक लेकिन वही है इंटर आस्किंग फॉर पार्ट ऑफ द वेजेस टू बी पेड बाय चेल्सी और इट्स गेटिंग एज बैड एज हिम डिमार्जियो ने बोला है कि ये जाकर सब फॉर्मर इंटर प्लेयर्स और मैनेजर्स को कांटेक्ट कर रहा है सेइंग दैट आई वांट टू कम बैक टू इटली आई वांट टू प्ले फॉर इंटर ही इज ऑलमोस्ट डूइंग इट पब्लिकली नाउ in the last few weeks that it's clear that it's good riddance for Chelsea. It's almost getting
No,
there.
it is
Lekin
clear. If a player
doability.
does that, then obviously there's no coming back. But he has to also understand, like, if he wanted to stay at Inter, he had to stay now when there is no money. Making such demands on clubs, it's not going to happen. Like, I don't think we might make a loan 10 odd million might go, but other than that, like 20-25 million is not going to happen, Ankit. At least right now, like, who do we sell? We'll have to sell two players. It might not happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Inter have, I think that we've conveyed it to him that we can only get you on a dry loan, and I don't think Chelsea it makes any sense to send him on a dry loan because what happens next year? Like,
नहीं
what's
नहीं
the
तो
plan next year?
there are two things अभी दो ही चीज इनफैक्ट तीनों थिंग्स बात कर लेते हैं एक पॉइंट है यार इंटर गेट्स अ लोन एंड वी पे हिज वेजेस वी आर लाइक रेडी टू पे ऑल हिज वेजेस मे बी मेजॉरिटी ऑफ हिज वेजेस और वो एक है नहीं लेट मी कंप्लीट सेकंड ऑप्शन क्या है सेकंड ऑप्शन इज बेसिकली वो it's not going to happen but he has a proper chat with Burley and Tuchel and says they decide कि नहीं his future is at Chelsea आपको बेसिकली समझना पड़ेगा finances you cannot be a baby and cannot
Yeah,
understand finances because आप one of the main reasons why you're here is because Chelsea broke the transfer record ever in our history of football
yeah.
ठीक है the third thing is obviously that the option that is possibly अभी भी I don't know it might be an option is like he just rots on the benches he just rots on the benches जो मलूडो के साथ हुआ था under Benitez so
Yeah.
that might be one of the options लेकिन again he is a costliest player so doing that for Chelsea I know हमारे books are balanced Fateh लेकिन I think it won't send us great signal for our coming kind of players because Burley is a new era so I don't think that is a great signal so इसीलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि इंटर वाला जो है ना in terms of basically Chelsea paying his wages but it can be a loan with us paying his wages and it can be like आप installments में आप pay करो आप हम लोग को he might become an inter player as early as the beginning of next season लेकिन आप हम लोग को pay करो in installments in multiple years that might actually be a reality because of it being getting so bad it's arguably one of the worst transfers in Chelsea history.
I think what can happen is that because see what I read was 68 million is his book value right now, and Chelsea was asking for something like 20-25 million for a year's loan. I don't think Inter have that sort of money. What he has agreed to is he'll go back to his Inter wage. So that's 7 million or 7.5 million. He's earning 12.5 at Chelsea, so he's willing to forego that extra five. So it's not like Chelsea will pay that. It's like he's like, okay, I'll not take that. I'll take the old wages. But where do we get the 20 million from? So it is a possibility that we, see, a dry loan is possible. He can, increase his numbers. But then what happens next year? Like, I don't think Inter will even want an obligation because we don't know what's going to happen with these owners next year. So, and look, Juventus already have, I think, strikers lined up. They're looking at Gabriel Jesus. They already have Vlahovic. So I don't think they are going to go for Lukaku. AC Milan are also not going to go for him. So I don't think there is any option in Italy for him, And
Okay,
if he's
okay.
so I don't think this Italy thing, if this doesn't work out, then where does he go? Like, I don't think he'll want to rot on the bench at Chelsea. Bayern Munich are probably going for Nkunku. Barca have no money. Real have no need for him. So what club remains?
भाई Bayern Munich could have been one of the options possibly. वो talks आ रहे थे, but again he's not a fit यार. मतलब honestly he doesn't look a fit about Bayern Munich. And वही है, मतलब he is kind of खुद के लिए as in grave as in खोद दिया. For me honestly that's what I feel. लेकिन हाँ, just coming back to the game यार, क्या लगता है, मतलब क्या Germany England के लिए kind of can be crucial, right? Otherwise they might be stuck at fourth in the group. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think at least a point for England tonight. They've looked comfortable though. Has Germany created anything special? I don't think so.
नहीं, जर्मनी के थे चांसेस. आई थिंक डबल चांस था. पिकफोर्ड हैज बीन प्रीटी डिसेंट एज ही ऑलवेज टर्न्स अप इन बिग गेम्स ओनली. लेकिन हाँ, अद्वै का एक क्वेश्चन है भाई. अद्वै, लॉट ऑफ पीपल जो भी बाकी मैंने देखा है, कोई लोग पूछ रहे थे अबाउट ट्रांसफर न्यूज लेटेस्ट वन. यहाँ पर अच्छा ब्रेक जर्मनी का, गोल हो गया.
गोल
ऑफसाइड है क्या? नहीं, ऑफसाइड. ऑफसाइड है.
ऑफसाइड.
ऑफसाइड है. ऑफसाइड, डेफिनेटली ऑफसाइड है, राइट?
Are you sure? There was no touch by the English player?
Bro, you might have to put your volume on mute. TV.
Yeah. Sorry.
नहीं तो यार स्ट्रीम बंद हो जाएगा, चैनल बंद हो जाएगा वापस. वो नहीं अफोर्ड कर सकते ना, तो कोई नहीं. नंबर 18 कौन है भाई जर्मनी का? हॉफमैन था. यार बाय द वे, अगेन कमिंग बैक टू दिस पॉइंट, अद्वै एंड एवरीवन यार, यस गैब्रियल जेसुस, we had spoken about it. हमने एक्चुअली दूसरा स्ट्रीम किया और मैं देख रहा हूँ काफी. See the reason why I'm kind of alternating streams अभी भी between Almighty Sports Plus and Almighty Blues FC is it's pretty obvious for me that lot of people have not subscribed to both the channels. तो आप खाली एक ही चैनल में सब्सक्राइब हो, दूसरा रिपीट नहीं करते हम कंटेंट. अलग कंटेंट आता है दोनों में, और दोनों में फुटबॉल कंटेंट मिलेगा, और ऑलमाइटी स्पोर्ट्स प्लस पे यू विल गेट लॉट मोर. दैट्स द डिफरेंस. सो प्लीज डू नॉट मिस दैट, बिकॉज वहां पर भी लेटेस्ट ट्रांसफर स्ट्रीम मैंने किया अभी, तो वहां पर सब मैंने कवर किया था. और you got a proper rant from me there for people who do not know about Lukaku and how he is. But anyway, Cruz and Royce national squad से retired हो गए क्या? मतलब I know Cruz has, Royce he's not, he's injured, but he was actually initially picked. अच्छा, don't tell me there's a penalty appeal.
No, foul, but did it touch the English player is the question, I think.
I think नहीं यार,
मतलब that was a foul by the British player, I mean the English player, but I don't think
Maguire, हाँ उल्टा था ना. Maguire kind of wanted to hold back Kai Havertz from what I see. चलो ऑफसाइड दिया. कोई नहीं. मतलब ऑफसाइड आज के दिन में we cannot really argue ना after the lines and everything. Yeah, absolutely. राइस को यार मैं एक्चुअली कल ही करना चाहिए था. वही मतलब lot of times what happens is, in fact यार आप लोग बाकी चैनल्स में भी बोलो, बहुत लोग बोलते हैं यार आप इनको लाओ. बाकी चैनल्स में भी बोलो कि आप अंकित के साथ कोलैब करो, बिकॉज भाई आई एम टेलिंग यू, मैंने कांटेक्ट किया था भाई, मैं करना चाहता हूँ लॉट ऑफ, लेकिन सर्टन सीरीज एंड सर्टन एपिसोड्स क्या होता है, इट इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन माय पैनल, तो वो अवेलेबल नहीं होता, तो मैं क्या ही तो अकेले करूँ भाई. तो इसलिए आई काइंड ऑफ कवर लॉट ऑफ अदर थिंग्स व्हिच आई डू एक्चुअली. तो आप लोग देखो, राइस को रिप्लेस कर रहे हैं बेलिंगहम. यार बेलिंगहम, हाउ डू यू रेट हिम यार? What is your call on Bellingham?
I remember last year I was watching a lot of Dortmund. At that stage, I really rated him. Like, I think he's at just the right environment. He is, what I don't want for him is the Sancho thing where he moves to the EPL too early. Mm-hmm. What do you think? Like, he's growing as a player. He's doing very well at Dortmund. And I think he's becoming that leader on the pitch for Dortmund. Even this year, okay, results were not as good as they wanted them to be. But he's really imposing himself at Dortmund. I've seen about 3-4 games, especially in the Champions League, I think. So I feel like 2 more years at Dortmund, please. Like, do not rush it, because I don't think Sancho was that impressive this year. And it's the environment. Like, for a young player, like going into that, a coach buys you, then that coach gets sacked. It's not easy. So I just hope that he sort of plans his career. Next move to Bayern Munich, absolutely. Like, I would love, like we were talking about Hargreaves that day, man. That would be a great move for him. I don't want him coming to say a Manchester United or any team, and then
भाई साहब, Kane had a chance by the second ball में, लेकिन नहीं, it is kind of over the bar. Yes, please. So यार, but do you think Bellingham का in a strange way he's not getting the chances in England what he deserves? Like, on paper, like, would you start Bellingham and Rice? Do you see them as a better pair? Or would you say Calvin Phillips is actually ready right now in terms of the passing ability that he has? द फैक्ट मैं इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ ना क्योंकि राइस आप देखो लास्ट 12 महीनों में ही हैज रियली इम्प्रूव्ड हिज बॉल प्लेइंग एबिलिटी, हिज पासिंग एबिलिटी, और he carries forward with the ball as much as what he was not.
So that day, Ankit, we were discussing about Southgate with the 5-3-2 and the 4-3-3. So you tell
Mhm.
me, would these players not be better suited for the 4-3-3? Would that midfield not,
Exactly.
be better suited? So then, again, that's the problem. Like, I would love to see both of them play like together, Rice and say Bellingham. But then, or like you said, like Callum. But then, in this formation, how there's place for only one or two, like. I don't know. I don't get it because I don't think Bellingham plays in the 5-3-2 at Dortmund, right? They play they're still playing the 4-3-3. Royce,
या
Haaland,
दे
yeah,
आर यूजुअली 4-3-3, लेकिन वही है मतलब आई एग्री विद यू, मतलब आज भी नाइस चांस बाय जर्मनी, आज भी I don't think he's done the right thing. He has picked like so many wing backs and people like that. Like, come on, man. Like you should be able to just pick, as in make your hard call and go with your gut. आप उसी फॉर्मेशन में खेल रहे हो, मे बी आप बोल रहे हो इतने महीनों से खेल रहे हो, मे बी दैट्स द रीजन, लेकिन एट द सेम टाइम यू वुड से कि यार यू हैव मोर अटैकिंग prowess, so he's not using his attacking prowess enough.
yeah,
अरे यार
exactly.
अदवे, दिस इज अ पॉइंट लाइक क्विकली, हाँ मैंने वो बोला था इन द अदर स्ट्रीम, और वही है मतलब अगेन आई एम सीइंग लाइक आई एम रिपीटिंग द सेम थिंग बिकॉज लिटरली वी स्पोक अबाउट ट्रांसफर्स हाफ एन आवर अगो. सो इट्स बेसिकली बिटवीन एंकुकू, डेम्बेले, स्टर्लिंग एंड गैब्रियल जेसूस.
Four
दीज आर द
players.
फोर नेम्स आज हुए चेल्सी के साथ लिंक. अगेन अब पता नहीं कितना सच है कितना झूठ है, मतलब एज पर
See,
रिपोर्ट्स.
if you get Nkunku, then it becomes easy to move Lukaku to Bayern.
लेकिन एंकुकू इज अगेन नॉट अ स्ट्राइकर ना, मतलब ही कैन प्ले देयर लेकिन इज नॉट रियली अ स्ट्राइकर. He is more like someone who's a wide forward at best. Cam would be perfect for him, I would say. लेकिन
Yeah.
I think वही है मतलब he has a space. He's more like मतलब almost he is like a poor man's Mbappe.
No, on this, the Inter Milan thing. Look, wages. Lukaku has agreed to come back to his previous wages. What remains for us is Alexis and Vidal, who are the highest paid wage earners in Inter. We have to sort of give them a golden handshake and let them go. After that, the first thing that happens is Dybala. That's the guy that we
Mhm.
want to sign with his wages. And then after that, we come to Lukaku. It was being said that, okay, June 30th, Lukaku has to come before that or whatever. I don't think we are holding to that. So if all of this happens and materializes, then probably somewhere in the last week, and that will be a very bad situation for Chelsea because you'll have to decide whether you want to keep him or just send him on a dry loan. But I think that's how it's going to go.
ये क्या है यार, डी मार्जिन ने कुछ किया है क्या यार? आई होप.
Really?
हाँ.
I don't know. I haven't seen
नहीं नहीं
this. Like,
ऐसे ही ऐसे ही ऐसे ही, आई डोंट थिंक सो. कम ऑन, दिस केम आउट ऑफ नोवेयर यार. बास्टोनी टू यूनाइटेड नहीं होने वाला. मतलब अगेन डी मार्जियो, इफ नॉट रॉन्ग यार, एक तो यार डी मार्जियो भाई साहब, आप इटालियन में काफी आप करते हो यार ट्वीट्स और इंस्टाग्राम पोस्ट. आप थोड़ा सा इंग्लिश में खुद ट्रांसलेट कर लिया करो और डाल दिया करो. थोड़ा थोड़ा इजी रहता है, और तब आई डोंट वेट फॉर द पीपल टू काइंड ऑफ ट्रांसलेट और मी टू ट्रांसलेट इट. लेकिन नहीं, ये आई डोंट थिंक सो यार. फरासत, लेट्स टॉक फैक्ट्स हियर. But if I'm wrong, do quote me again. Bellingham has better ball carrier than Calvin Phillips. Bellingham with Rice would be defensive. They should go 4-3-1, just like today, or 4-3-3 with Mount as a higher 8. हाँ मतलब like today, Manav, you're saying that interestingly. लेकिन I don't think Trippier being on the left hand side, वही है, it's negative. It's negative. I don't think it's about just the formation. It's about the personnel as well. Like you are saying, यहाँ पर एक
so it is true. Manchester United have like contacted. Like that news is by Di Marzio. It's come like on the Inter also.
कॉन्टैक्टेड ना, मतलब वो
Yeah,
अलग है भाई.
contacted.
ईयर भी को मतलब मैं सोचा हो गया अनाउंस.
No, 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 not announced. Like they, because
ओके ओके
that's
ओके.
how. So if this happens, then Lukaku might happen. Uh,
हम्म.
but I really hope, like, because Bastoni has sort of not been very open about moving, so far. He is, and I don't know. I mean, I think Simone Inzaghi has also told the ownership that like without Bastoni, the attack becomes difficult because we used to attack with his left foot and Perisic's left foot on that left wing. So that would be a big problem. But then the owner is coming in 4 days, Ankit. So even with the Lukaku thing, he's coming. Steven Zhang, the son of the owner, basically the guy who loves
हम्म.
Inter. So he's coming to Milan in 4 days. So things might become clear in once he comes.
हम्म. Again, injuries, man, injuries. Hoffman, I think, looks injured from what I see. Obviously Calvin Phillips was off and Jude Bellingham was on, इसलिए हम बात करते Bellingham के. लेकिन again मतलब the fact that I think England needs to kind of at least एक point तो minimum चाहिए England को आज, तो you can say it's important and that's why they're playing the way that they're doing. Lekin again, I'm not seeing Trippier as being that kind of guy. Kai can play up top. Nkuku Pulisic, if he stays with him, decent trio. Uh, I don't know, man. मतलब decent trio, but I would like to have some experience there. मतलब मैं तो अभी बोलूँगा यार, Hakim Ziyech, don't forget that guy can do. मैं तो चाहूँगा वो रहे Chelsea में because he's just generally experienced overall. Like he knows how to kind of open up defenses at times. Why can't fans जो vote on who they want the country manager to be? It's not hard and it will be fair like England fans. Yeah, but again, like, what would you say about people who are choosing things, in terms of football? यार इतने लोग injured हो रहे हैं, Sterling भी गिर गया. ये क्या कर रहे हैं लोग आज? But
I think,
where are you on this one? Comment value manu.
see, it's a very good idea, but obviously it's a utopian idea. It cannot happen. Like like all the fans come out to vote where, and fans will also not be unanimous. Like it will not be as if you'll get somebody gets 20%, somebody gets 10%, somebody gets 8%, and now
Exactly.
imagine somebody who wins that vote. He could just say, okay, the people want me, but then I want 25 million per year wages. Like the coach could just say, then what
Hmm.
happens? Like the English FA won't be able to pay him because you know
Barella scores, man. Barella
oh,
scores, the screamer. Thanks for bringing it up, Manav. लेकिन हाँ मेरा वही टैब ओपन है लेकिन टिल द टाइम आई शिफ्ट टू द टैब मुझे पता नहीं लगता क्या होता है बिकॉज इट्स हाउ इट इज बट एनीवे Barella scores and it is Spinazzola with the assist. Interesting. लेकिन Italy looking good. Nonto by the way खेल रहे हैं फतेह.
हम तो खेल रहे हैं हाँ that is exactly what I saw your boy
Politano, Nonto, as in the two guys who
and
are kind of bright.
he was actually with Inter Milan I think and then chose to leave like
Okay, fair enough.
like as a youth product he was at Inter then he was like no I don't want to stay because I'll not get a chance so he left.
Right. United badly needed a striker alongside Ronaldo as he can't play all the games because of his age. Yeah, Danish, I don't know. Malab, I think United fans will be saying that absolutely. But would you say Rashford is finished? What about you, Fateh? Malab, he really fell off the cliff last season. Mein. Would you
He
say
did.
that it's because of off-field things or because of Ragnick, or what do you think was the reason?
I think first and foremost at Man U, I think he'll still have at least a chance under the new owner because he plays that 4-3-3 where I think he can fit in on the wings or even centrally at times. With
Mhm.
Rangnick, I think Man U aren't really like nothing that's happened this season really counts. I mean, I think nothing has worked out for them this year. With regards England again, like is does Rashford have a place in a 5-3-2? Maybe on the bench.
On the bench. Or
On
like
the
as you said, like he's more of a turn into winger than a striker anyway.
yeah.
In recent
So
recent time, वो एक issue रहा है. मतलब again he saw himself as a striker, as an under Mourinho. मुझे याद है काफी लोग बोलते थे and again he was नहीं he's not a striker. That's what Mourinho insisted, or maybe he was proven right again. But
yeah.
yeah, football creeks great question about transfer of money. देखो यार simply put there are different ways of transfers that happen like हमने discuss किया था it's about it could be various installments basically when you have transfers done it could be basically to settle the books तो क्या होता है maybe Chelsea or most of the clubs honestly at any point in time are under a loan or under some kind of loss और वही
Yeah.
अरे नाइस ट्राई भाई जर्मनी लेकिन हाँ एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इज बिकॉज ऑफ दैट आप एक साथ अगर इतना सारा पैसा लाते हो बिकॉज ऑफ फाइनेंशियल फेयर प्ले एज वेल दैट कैन बी अ हिंड्रेंस तो क्लब्स एक्चुअली प्रेफर द मनी कमिंग इन इंस्टॉलमेंट्स इन सर्टेन नंबर ऑफ ईयर्स एंड अगर आप दे रहे हो पैसा सेम चीज इट डिपेंड्स ऑन योर बुक्स वेयर यू आर एक्चुअली इफ यू वांट टू ब्रेक इवन then you might actually do a little bit of different scheme rather than just paying upfront on other terms we भी है like obviously these recent one was Torres, right? Torres was one of them I remember where it was a multi-year thing between AC Milan and Chelsea. So there are multi-year kind of things which again Fateh is like it probably doesn't having so much significance in Italy because the rules more recently. लेकिन वही है we did Quadrado like that, we did basically Torres like that. So there are possibilities, various possibilities there, but that's what I know. And again, I don't know if Fateh you would like to add anything about transfers, the way it happens. Under the table business के बारे में बात नहीं करेंगे तो better रहेगा.
under the table to nahi, but there's a lot, like the book value of a player, the amortization, how the transfer sort of money gets converted. You almost become, like football is not that simple. You almost have to have the mind of an accountant these days to sort of understand the transfer windows. Oh,
Kaya Awards with a leap. यार by the way, before coming to that यार फरासत मैं बोलता हूँ भाई, लुकाकू has done that thrice. 9 महीने में 3 बार किया है. लेवेंडोव्स्की ने पहली बार किया in his career from what I remember. अच्छा, तो मुझे नहीं लगता it's about that. So let's not go there फरासत. Big up to you, respect to you. लेकिन अगेन वी डोंट नो व्हाट हैपेंस बिहाइंड द सीन्स. वी डोंट नो. वी कैन ओनली गो. वही मतलब यहाँ पर वोटिंग की बात हो रही थी ना. अगर आज के दिन में अगर फैंस को सब चीज दे दिया ना पावर, तो इट्स ऑल अबाउट सोशल मीडिया. सोशल मीडिया में जो ज्यादा ड्राइव होता है ना, ज्यादा रीट्वीट्स होते हैं, ज्यादा लाइक्स होते हैं, पीपल विल बिलीव दैट. पीपल विल बिलीव दैट. Trust me. So we don't know what has happened with Bayern Munich, Lewandowski behind the scenes. And if he's saying strongly itna, I genuinely believe, yaar, matlab again, you have to give the benefit of doubt because of the stand of player he has been in the last quite a few years. I personally feel he doesn't get the amount of respect Lewandowski deserves. Pretty sure he knows what he's doing here. Matlab, that's my opinion. Again, maybe you're wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Lekin Pickford here, just about clearing it. Nonto showing great presence of mind and Barella goal dummies it in his path. Man is showing promise today as well. Barella with a screamer. Thank you, Manav, for bringing that up. Absolutely helps. Creates good ball, but no striker to finish. Juventus won. Again, he is a Messi and a Ronaldo fan, so I understand Juventus being one of the teams that he'll be open to. Just putting it out there. Look at Mount pressing, giving him a blind check. What a player! Yeah. I don't know. Again, Fateh, what about you? Yeah, matlab, we are speaking of Barella scoring, for instance. Brozovic had a fantastic season, would you say, for Inter Milan?
Yeah.
मतलब कल हमने बाय द वे हमने किया था और हम आज सेकंड हाफ में आज करने वाले हैं. आई डोंट नो इफ यू नोटिस्ड, वी डिड अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग वन. सो वी डिड अ 11 of players who have never played in the Premier League but have really done well in the last 15 months.
Okay.
ठीक है, हमने चूज किया था विद द चैट सपोर्ट एंड वी टेकन पोल्स एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट. तो वहां पर आई वाज एक्चुअली कॉलिंग फॉर ब्रोजोविच शुड बी पिक्ड, लेकिन पीपल पिक्ड बुस्केट्स. ठीक है, ब्रोजोविच आर्गुएबली, बट अगेन टॉकिंग अबाउट माउंट, maybe the players who kind of have that work rate and have the skill level as well, मतलब for they are not judged properly. Is that fair to say, or is it like again social media?
And again, if a player scores a lot of goals, he is suddenly big. Like for example, Barella scored today, right? But Barella was our worst midfielder throughout the season. It was all the midfield was all carried by Brozovic and then Hakan. It was, Barella was so disappointing. Like the hope was he would step up. He did not take it. He did not take that step up. However, when you look at his assist numbers and his goals, they look very good. They're better than what Brozovic has. They're better than what Hakan has. But these guys were the ones who sort of made us. They made us tick. And I go back to I think last season's Champions League final where I thought Mason Mount played that game, right? I know he was very good.
Yeah.
Like like Mason Mount. And so again, how much respect did people give Makalele
back then? He got the main assist, man. Like to
Howard. Exactly. Like so Mason Mount. I mean, I think he's again, like you said, if he's underrated. So if you look at somebody like Makalele, like underrated. The moment Makalele left Real Madrid,
great example.
And Ronaldo and Raul Conjura, they couldn't win anything. And I think Makalele came to Chelsea.
Exactly. मतलब वो I think जिडान ने बोला था ना कि यार आपके पास बेसिकली अगर बेंटली है तो आप Benz, sorry if I'm not wrong, why would you take the engine away?
Yeah, exactly.
He was the engine, like you rather when you already have it, you don't want to kind of buy a design on top of that, whatever he said, right? Like it was something like that. Kimpembe ले जाओ, Maguire wipe देगा यार, नहीं यार, मतलब go on, that's not happening. लेकिन हाँ, I don't know, man. Abhi bhi dekho, Mason Mount literally playing every game. Well, it cannot be coincidence that he plays every game of every possible match in any competition that there is. Almost he's there, right? I genuinely believe he's a bit overplayed as well. वो भी मैं बोलूँगा by all managers put together. Or maybe there is a school of thought saying that क्योंकि वो manager pick करता है, it's like they kind of respect the manager and they like, okay, fine, he must be doing something. Come on, let me pick him. But come on, they're not paid by big bucks for that. They are definitely knowing what they're doing.
Yeah. And without Brozovic, Inter just cannot play their football. Like the moment he was out injured in Feb, we lost both the games. Like we lost to
Hmm.
Sassuolo. Nothing worked. Like nothing worked. And
Yeah.
oh god,
राउम इज द गाय दैट अद्वै भी बोल रहे हैं. राउम हम एक्चुअली लिंक हुए थे आई थिंक फॉर अ कपल ऑफ डेज आई रिमेंबर. बट अगेन आई थिंक इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग ही प्ले फॉर हॉफनहाइम. Decent player है. I think we did short scouting for him as well like, on one of the streams. But is he a starter for a Chelsea? No. As an absolutely backup, yes. Like Advay bol rahe, why not? Credit to Mount. You're not missing Mount. You're missing Mount. अरे भाई
yeah,
कोई नहीं. लेकिन हाँ फतेह, सो वी हैड डन अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग स्ट्रीम. और बाय द वे यार एवरीवन, अगेन अगर आपने लाइक नहीं किया लाइक कर दीजिए स्ट्रीम प्लीज यार. इट हेल्प्स अ
I'll
लॉट.
go
लेट्स
and
गेट टू 50 लाइक्स. बट एंड डू रीट्वीट ऑन ट्विटर अगर आपने नहीं किया. मैंने रीट्वीट किया जस्ट. So let me tell you that this was a level of players who have never played in the Premier League. ठीक है.
okay.
Now we'll similarly do Serie A का, because I know that Germany England काफी अच्छा मैच होने वाला है. Second half is what I'm assuming. It's 0-0 दो अभी तक. Rudiger showing his presence. What do you think? Like Serie A के players who have never played in the Premier League, and we'll try and keep it to the last decade, or maybe the last decade ही fair रहेगा, because otherwise we kind of cannot get the chat
Yeah,
involved as much. So
yeah.
what do you think? Serie A players, or rather, Serie A players have not played in Premier League, in the last decade. So it'll be interesting again क्योंकि इतने सारे अभी links आ रहे हैं. And again, people, if you want to change the topic, let me know. But I think because Fateh is here, he's a big Serie A fan. I thought let me actually bring that up. Southgate trying everything with Mount. Arey yaar. Raum Gundogan doing better than Kimmich Hoffman, beating the press, and all the attacking game plan is being created in that wing. Fair enough. If Man United goes for Lukaku, uh, you know who's Hara Lakdi, na?
Green. Yeah.
कोई नहीं. चलो तो यार ये साइड बाय साइड शुरू ही करते हैं. तो these are like ideally would like to pick players who are still playing. What do you think?
Hmm.
ठीक है.
So yeah,
Players
absolutely. I think, but Buffon is still playing, and I think that guy has to be the goalkeeper, right? Like he's still
yeah,
playing for Parma,
definitely. So
and
best current 11, not to best 11, not to best
but
current.
then but then he's not a current, like like if I'm talking about, like we're looking at AC Milan's Mike Mignon. Like I think he was hands down the best goalkeeper in the league, and
हाँ
I
नहीं,
feel
हम
like
हम लास्ट जेकेट का देख रहे हैं. कल ये
last
रीसेंट
decade.
फॉर्म का कर
So
लिए थे.
we have to have Buffon there then, because see, in the last decade, 2 Champions League finals, and I think Buffon
Basically,
is a
the
special
topic
player.
is best Serie A 11 not to play in EPL this
Last 10 years.
last decade. चलो last decade. ठीक है. That's what we are doing. Let's see. And everyone, do like, subscribe, and put in your votes as well in the comments. Okay. And we are starting with goalkeeper. Goalkeeper या Buffon. अरे nice clearance by England by the way. नहीं गोल होने
Oh,
वाला है. अरे नहीं हुआ यार. Directly to the goalkeeper. यहाँ पर अच्छा शॉट था. Nice shot actually. Musiala, right? Musiala. So goalkeeper, pretty sure it's got to be Buffon. तो
has to be.
और Serie A 11 देख रहे तो I think honestly it should be a 3-5-2 नहीं.
Yeah, let's go with a 3-5-2, because yeah, I mean Conte did that at Euro 2016. He's brought that with him to the EPL, and Italian teams have always had Mazzari and that 3-5-2. So yeah, let's go with 3-5-2.
Yeah, in fact even I remember Juventus as well in their very good times. They also had played three the back, right?
Yeah.
यहाँ पर इंग्लैंड
Barzagli.
का. अरे
Oh,
ऑलमोस्ट साका थे ना. Yeah,
Saka.
Saka. It was Saka playing on the right. थैंक यू. रूडी एंड काई कैसे खेले फर्स्ट हाफ में. भाई रूडी तो अपना टिपिकल चैलेंज किया एक दो, लेकिन वही काई आई थिंक गॉट अ फ्यू लीप्स. लेकिन इंग्लैंड डिफेंडेड वेरी वेल. आई वुड से 3 पर क्लब 3 ही अलाउड है. या लेकिन इटली में, सॉरी फतेह एंड ऑल इटालियन फुटबॉल फैंस इंक्लूडिंग माई सेल्फ, यार इटली में कितने क्लब्स आप काउंट करोगे भाई. 4 ही तो क्लब्स है. टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट अबाउट इट. 5 मान लो चलो. तो चलो 3 per club. We'll try and keep it to 3 maximum per club. ठीक है. Ame in the house. Yes. Pellegrini scores Politano with assist. Okay.
That's good. I think Politano.
Italy are finding something, yeah. But it's not coincidence. Back to back games, mein.
Is Zaniolo playing today? What's his status? Is he injured?
So Zaniolo is not playing, and he is not on the bench either. So Zaniolo is not there.
Must
Tonali
be.
is on the bench. Tonali है bench पे. Pellegrini और Barella खेल रहे हैं beside Cristante,
So let me just okay.
right? लेकिन anyway, so people यहाँ पर मैं share ही कर देता हूँ यार, so that people understand what you're doing. क्योंकि हाफ टाइम होने वाला है, and obviously यहाँ पर 8 minutes of injury time है. Maybe
I
because
think
of
one player went out injured. The
कैल्विन फिलिप्स वाला 2 बार हुआ ना, रुका गेम. दैट माइट बी वन ऑफ द मेन रीजंस आई बिलीव. बट अगेन कमिंग टू दिस, इटली आर बीटिंग हंगरी 2-0. तो ये आपको दिख रहा है अभी. दिस इज व्हाट इट इज. ऑब्वियसली बुफॉन, एवरीवन नोज बुफॉन. तो बेस्ट सेरिया 11 नॉट टू प्ले इन ईपीएल एंड लास्ट जेकेड हम कंसीडर कर रहे हैं. लास्ट जेकेड ऑफ फॉर्म, दैट्स व्हाट वी आर डूइंग. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पर बाय द वे कल we had picked, if I'm not wrong, Bonucci in that team. So he also gets in the team easily.
See, Bonucci with Cellini is special. Bonucci without Cellini really struggles. So I think the first guy we have to have is Cellini. He's not played in the EPL, right?
Yeah, Cellini has not
Cellini
played.
is never played. I think Fiorentina and Juventus.
So
So,
Bonucci को भी डालते थे, right?
so you want to put Bonucci?
हाँ मतलब I think होना ही चाहिए. I don't know, chat. You
See,
should tell
in
me. I
the
don't know.
last 10 years, Bonucci did very well. 2 Champions League finals, yes. Then he was
Exactly.
sent to AC Milan. He flopped there. His last 2 odd years have not really been good. But okay, let's put him. I think because okay. So who do you want as the right centre back? See, do you want Koulibaly? He might come to Chelsea, but he's still not there.
But yeah, exactly. Koulibaly for me is a great shout. Or any other
Skriniar,
shout outs? Skriniar
Skriniar's
is a
been like
shout out.
the heart of
कितना
Inter
किया?
Milan's defense last 5 years.
अरे
Like
नाइस प्ले बाय इंग्लैंड. लेकिन हाँ, स्क्रीनियर इज अ गुड शाउट.
that
और
is,
कौन आ रहा है?
and Acerbi was
साका.
very good.
सॉरी.
Acerbi was very good for Lazio. Who else? So see, this is why I was thinking that maybe we can take Bonucci out and we can put Koulibaly and Skriniar.
दिलिक्त नहीं ना, दिलिक्त नहीं.
Delicto has been like Mr. Penalty Giver, like absolutely not.
Yeah, Koulibaly has to be there. I agree there absolutely.
So if you want to put Koulibaly, but then I really want you to put Skriniar also. Like maybe take Bonucci out.
No, यार, come on. Like I'm just looking at it. So again, कितने seasons खेला है स्क्रीनियर for Inter?
5.
5 seasons. ठीक है. Koulibaly has to be there. That I agree. ठीक है. लेकिन आप देखो इंटर के लिए और सैम्पडोरिया के लिए एक सीजन खेला है. बट अगेन सैम्पडोरिया में
No, he was very good. We bought him for 20 some million, 22 million.
Okay. Inter Milan में obviously he's been a leader. He's really important. But what about Bonucci? Bonucci का मैं देख रहा हूँ just basically in terms of stats.
Last 4 years have not been very good, Ankit. That AC Milan, when he went to AC Milan.
नहीं, लेकिन यार आप देखो ना, यूवेंटस 2010 से है भाई. You would say the Juventus 2010 to 2017 he was right up there.
He was right up there, yeah.
So that's a larger duration, longer duration. और I know AC Milan was a complete flop. वो तो मैं count ही नहीं कर रहा literally. और Juventus में as much as आप बोलोगे he has not done well, he still had one good season. I remember when he came back.
When he came back, the first season. The first
season was really good. So I'm just kind of debating here the fact that 2011 to 17 you'll count and 2018-19 you'll count. So you are having 2 extra seasons compared to a Skriniar. So in terms of longevity मैं बोल रहा हूँ. एक बॉल प्लेइंग सेंटर बैक होना चाहिए.
Yeah, so Bonucci can be that guy.
Fair enough. Chalo, football, please. Thank you for putting a reason around it. I know that Fateh wasn't convinced.
I'm still saying, Chiellini, Koulibaly, and Skriniar because Skriniar makes those attacking runs. So, but okay, let's.
Okay, चलो अभी के लिए ये करते हैं. But anyway, people, आप बोलो if you're disagreeing or something, let me know and we might change the topic, because it's half time, no. But again, CDMs very very interesting है. CDMs काफी सारे shouts हो सकते हैं ना इसमें तो. तो you had.
Do you want to consider Pirlo? Because although Pirlo retired when to 2017 or 15?
हाँ, why not? Why not? Andre Pirlo obviously should be considered for me, definitely.
No, but did he retire when? Like after the first final loss or the second final loss? I think he
He
retired
did
very early, 2015, isn't it?
2015, 2015 to
He
5
retired.
साल 11 नहीं मतलब he went away from Juventus. He retired in 2017 New York City के साथ.
Oh, so he was not at Euro 2016?
Uh, that I don't remember, but the fact is, हाँ, he probably wasn't there. Probably wasn't there. I might be wrong.
So,
यहाँ पर क्विज करते हुए फतेह I don't know. लेकिन हाँ, Vidal and Brozovic are great shouts, to be very honest. Fabian Ruiz हम कल भी डिस्कस किए थे, but again, in terms of quality, I would still want Vidal and Brozovic. What about this guy यार? उसका नाम मैं भूल रहा हूँ यार. What about the guy who played for Roma and Inter Milan? Belgian guy. Nainggolan, yes.
Nainggolan. Again, great shout because Nainggolan was so good till about 2018,
हम इतने strongly linked थे याद है Conte के अंडर.
absolutely. And Conte wanted him, no, not at Inter. At Inter, it didn't work out. I think,
फिर तो he kind of spoiled his image and all, right? लेकिन
and he's always been a bad boy. But I think if we are doing it a decade, then I think Pirlo should not be there. I'd go with Brozovic,
De Rossi,
Nainggolan,
Daniele
and
De Rossi.
I think De Rossi was very. I think De Rossi. No, do you want to put De Rossi?
I'm just asking. I'm just putting names यहाँ पर. तो अभी De Rossi है एक ऑप्शन. एक ऑप्शन obviously Pirlo है. डाल देते हैं ऑप्शन. और कौन हमने बात किया है? Brozovic बात किया था. And we had spoken about
SMS Sergej Milinkovic-Savic.
मिलेंकोविच साविच यार वो लास्ट ईयर वाले टीम में भी कल नहीं डाले थे हम, तो इसमें तो क्या ही तो डालूं, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. ही इज ब्रिलियंट, बट इज ही दैट टीम ऑफ द डेकेड वाला चीज who's not played? I'm not sure about that. हाँ यार, फतेह भाई एब्सोल्युटली नोज हिंदी. एंड ऑफ कोर्स जमाल मुसियाला वाज, मेरे ख्याल से यार जमाल मुसियाला उस समय ना, मतलब इट्स जस्ट द फैक्ट अबाउट चेल्सी नॉट लेटिंग हिम गो, इट्स अबाउट द गाय आल्सो वांटिंग आउट. मतलब उनको फर्स्ट टीम फुटबॉल मिल रहा था. आई थिंक बायर्न म्यूनिख ऑफर्ड हिम अ लॉट. तो यू कैन नॉट से यार यंगस्टर्स में क्यों जाते हैं लोग. इट्स ओके इवन. और जिनको नहीं पता, एम्बापे ने ट्रायल किया चेल्सी में और यहाँ हाफ टाइम होते हुए 0-0. I think it has been underwhelming, the game yet again. Pirlo left in 2015. Vidal is the guy. चलो Vidal मैं बोल रहा था. तो 5 नाम है अभी तक. People 5 names.
Who else? Nainggolan also. Like let's not.
Nainggolan मैं भूल गया हूँ. Nainggolan is the 6th name. तो Nainggolan, Vidal, Hamšík, Brozovic, Pirlo, De Rossi.
Who else? What about AC Milan? Like who has AC Milan had as a midfielder? You being a AC Milan fan?
नहीं मतलब लास्ट डेकेड का कौन था यार अच्छा सीडीएम कौन था. मतलब आई डोंट रिमेंबर सिंगल गुड सीडी. वो दैट वाज वन ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम्स ना एसी मिलान का. वी डिडंट हैव. Pirlo came on for a few years earlier, but again after Gattuso leaving, after basically we had that thing about Ambrosini, Gattuso. Montolivo मैं उसको भूला तो अच्छा किया. He was nowhere close to that. I remember like those are the years, man. Aquilani, Montolivo in Italy, a lot of players who really मतलब promise रख रहे थे, but they didn't have that defensive.
They didn't have that the mentality.
Although Montolivo was better, I would say that थोड़ा better था काफी लोगों से, लेकिन वही है, he didn't stand out absolutely. लेकिन हाँ, Hamšík was not really a pure cam. ठीक है, Hamšík was someone like, again, Napoli, the way they played ना, they really played with those kind of what do you say, mobile kind of central midfielders. Really, मतलब they had Hamšík and what about this guy यार जो score किया था चेल्सी के साथ. He wasn't too bad either. Napoli, let me take out who played in the 2012.
Gargano.
नहीं, Gargano was one. Anyway, Napoli versus Chelsea में rather 2013 में he scored. It was Juventus versus Chelsea में he scored क्या?
Marchisio.
नहीं, not Marchisio. Oh, by the way, Marchisio, when did he retire? He's not a bad option either.
He retired in 2018-19. He's another one who is very underrated, but a very good work rate.
बिल्कुल. 1 second. I'm just looking for Napoli versus Chelsea 2012 lineup. Again, मतलब ये हमेशा होता है 1 बजे के बाद में start missing out on names. Napoli versus Chelsea lineup. Let's see. Meanwhile, यार people in the chat आप बोलिए यार, मतलब again topic आपको दिख रहा है screen पर. Who do you think should be the midfield in this particular lineup जो हम कर रहे हैं? काफी इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा. लेकिन नापोली वर्सेस चेल्सी. ओके, फाइनली आई फाउंड इट. गोखर इनलर.
Oh, Inler. Yeah. No, I don't think he's a good player. But when you're talking about Vidal, De Rossi, Nainggolan, then I think Inler, like, oh yeah. 90s and 2000 Serie A is something else entirely. So I think, see, would you like to go with both the bad boys, Vidal and Nainggolan, and then as the CM, Hamsik?
आई डोंट नो मैन. विडाल एंड नाइंगोलान. नहीं यार, वो बहुत ही ज्यादा वेटिंग फॉर रेड कार्ड वाला सीन हो गया ना
Red
थोड़ा.
card. But it will be a very tasty midfield. So, do you want to put De Rossi in? I think Perlo we should not, because if 2015 he's retired, we are in 2022. 7 years he's not been there.
या एंड सेम थिंग टॉटी का भी बोल सकते हो. टॉटी एंड पेगलो
Totti
एंड
का है.
एंड कैम पोजीशन टॉटी. लेकिन अगर हम टॉटी को करेंगे तो कैम विल बी टॉटी बाय बाय एनीवन्स इमेजिनेशन. लेकिन आई वुड से डिरोसी के जगह व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट rather Marquisio. Marquisio could kind of do everything, right? I know he could play wide as
Marquisio
well, by
could
the way.
do everything, but he was, I think, De Rossi was a far 2-3 notches above Marquisio till De Rossi's peak. And I think De Rossi was at his peak till somewhere around 2014-15. From there onwards, he started losing his place also in the Roma team.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so we can put Hamshik. Yeah, again, Wesley Snyder, he was already on the way down, beginning of the
Yeah, he
decade.
left very
Going
early,
forward.
2012-ish, 2012-13.
Yes, yes. So
Barella's
yeah.
too young. This generation, Tonali, Barella, Locatelli, who else? That year we saw Fratesi.
Mhm.
They've just come on the scene. I don't think it's right to count them at all. I think we should put Vidal, because him at Juve, Vidal, Pogba, and Marquisio at times. That was a very special midfield. So I
भाई ये
think we should
डोरॉसी है ही नहीं इसमें. डोरॉसी का क्या स्पेलिंग होगा?
DE space ROSSI. Yeah, because he's, I think, retired for a
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that was one of the conditions. Remember? That
what?
was one of the conditions. We totally forgot about that.
Active
So
players.
हाँ, इसीलिए इसलिए मैंने ये वेबसाइट लिया ना. It just takes active players or who are like really goats. Is that so? De Rossi, unfortunately, Mana we cannot pick. We are picking active players. मतलब recently they should have played. तो Vidal is definitely on. Vidal को तो डाल ही देते हैं, right? Vidal is
Vidal is
definitely
on.
on.
Then Hamsik becomes the CAM because he's still playing, I think, in Turkey.
Arturo Vidal and Hamsik. Yeah, you're right. Hamsik plays exactly. लेकिन
No,
then we
you'll
can.
have to put him as scam, man. You can't put him there.
Yeah, in a 4-3-3 we would have, but not in a 4-2-3-1. Sorry, 3-5-2. No, maybe अगर हम खेलते 4-3-3, then he's a brilliant player there, right?
Yeah. So
तो कौन किसको डालेंगे यहाँ पर? और options यार. Active players who have done well, who have not played in the EPL. Again, I'm just going back to the names. I think it's got to be Brozovic now. Then it's got to be Brozovic.
yeah,
काफी consistent रहा यार Brozovic.
very
नहीं?
consistent. I mean, he
Very
is,
consistent.
since Paletti put him in that position, he is running the show. And he's doing it even for Croatia these days. I mean, I'm still hoping that Modric, Brozovic, and Perisic, and Kovacic, I mean, they can win Croatia the World Cup. That would be some story if that
Yeah,
happens.
it's a great midfield, but and they have a decent defense as well. To be honest, it's just the forward line. उनका problem यही है ना क्रोएशिया का, जैसे हमने बात किया था कल. But by the way, यार, I hope it's half time. By the way, for people who do not know, 0-0 है. जो भी यहाँ है सब लोग like कर दिए hopefully, and hopefully you've shared the stream as well on social media, because मैंने share किया. If you just reshare that, absolutely brilliant. What about this guy?
Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, we've not put him. See, he's been very good for Lazio. Even now, the
Yeah,
price
he's
that
been awesome रहा है. लेकिन would you like, given a choice, Brozovic or Milinkovic Savic?
no, in that position, in the 3-5-2, I'd definitely take Brozovic.
Exactly.
Because
मेरा वही है.
Milinkovic-Savic would be, yeah. That's
Exactly.
interesting. I mean, I'm just trying to think of other midfielders who played for Inter even during the Banter era. Players like Hernandez, Guarin, but they've all retired now.
Hernandez. Oh, I always felt that Hernandez shouldn't have made that move. He
Yeah,
was a better player before that move, right?
absolutely. I think with Lazio, he should have, because he came very late to Serie A. I think he was already 26, 27 when he came.
Correct,
And
correct,
he
correct.
moved to Inter when he was 31-ish. I don't think he needed to make that move.
Fair enough. But who else is there? I think that's about it. यार मुझे याद नहीं आ रहे. Papu
Like
Gomez,
Juventus,
Papu Gomez.
Juventus, Juventus had players like Khedira. He won the Champions League with Madrid. He came to Juve. I don't think he was very successful.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't think so as well. Or by the way, यार wing back की बात करें, one player I know that people might not think about. I think Cuadrado deserves a shout out. What
but
decade
he's
he
played
had
in
in the
the
Serie A? Huh?
but he's played in the EPL with Chelsea.
हाँ एग्जैक्टली मतलब वो है. दैट्स द ओनली थिंग ही प्लेड. मैं भूल गया हूँ क्योंकि हार्डली ही फीचर्ड और
Yeah, yeah.
जितना अच्छा खेले थे ना उतना ही बुरा खेले थे प्रीमियर लीग में. दैट्स Papu Gomez is not a bad shot. He had a couple of really good seasons, I remember.
Yeah, but how has he been at Sevilla? It's decentish. Nothing. I think he's too old now.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, you would say that. Like in Atalanta, mein, I think probably he was the man, right, for a good while.
For a very good while. Yeah.
Yeah, लेकिन हाँ, I would still pick Marek Hamšík. Yeah, Hamšík probably takes it. आप यार यार फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यार जो भी आया लाइक कर दीजिए, ठीक है. हम एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्वर्सेशन में हैं. होपफुली वी विल टेक मेनी मोर क्वेश्चंस. अगर आप लोग करें यस 0-0 है एंड मैच के बारे में क्विकली बताएं तो आई डोंट थिंक देयर इज लॉट हैपनिंग. एंड यस ऑफ कोर्स श्रेय, आपका ट्रांसफर का क्वेश्चन आ रहा है. थैंक यू आपका क्वेश्चन के लिए. बिग अप टू श्रेय एफसी एज वेल, पीपल हु चेक हिम आउट. द थिंग इज व्हाई वी आर नॉट डिस्कसिंग ट्रांसफर सो डिटेल में अभी कंपेयर टू मे बी बिगिनिंग पार्ट ऑफ द स्ट्रीम is because हमने already कर चुका है. आप लोग लेट आए and we'll get back to that once we are through this. So once we are in a conversation, I don't like to change it. I hope that's okay because I know as a matter of fact बहुत लोग को अच्छा लगा था. So if you guys kind of involve yourself, hopefully you guys will like it as well. आप देखो topic is on the screen. At the same time, we had done a clear proper transfer stream for about 40 minutes पहले before the stream. That was on Almighty Sports Plus. So hopefully you guys watch that and then we'll come back to transfers as well. So thank you for all your questions, but get in your questions as well. मैं mark करके रख रहा हूँ those questions, right? Absolutely. Sandro and Spinazzola, football creeks बोल रहे हैं. Insigne, loyal Chelsea बोल रहे हैं.
See, that formation now
Dries
becomes a
Mertens.
problem for us.
Immobile immobile है भाई. मैं तो उसको चिढ़ाता नहीं. Pirlo is a great shout, लेकिन वही है
Retired.
क्योंकि हाँ he wasn't at his peak beyond 2015, इसलिए हमने पिर्लो को नहीं लिया. नहीं तो obviously मतलब Vidal and Brozovic arguably have done more in Serie A in the last decade than Pirlo. Would that be fair to say?
See, we put Vidal there. Vidal, I think, left Juve when 2015.
हाँ but he had two spells ना भाई. That's the thing.
2 spells at Juve.
नहीं generally in Serie A ना.
Serie A,
में
yeah.
had,
But when he came to Inter, he was never first choice.
He was never first choice, लेकिन it wasn't that he was terrible either ना. मतलब he was part of the Inter, if I'm not wrong, who have won cups as well.
Yeah, he won the league last year. Very
और अभी
important
Coppa
goal
Italia.
against Juventus.
तो
And this
आप
year,
वो
the 2 cups, Super Cup and Coppa Italia. But again,
but yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. लेकिन वही है, maybe those extra kind of couple of years of Vidal हमें recency bias थोड़ा सा होता है compared to Pirlo. मार्किजियो मैंने बोला था भाई, आप लेट हो. मैंने तो बताया था मार्किजियो कैन डू एवरीथिंग. बट वही है, इन दिस फॉर्मेशन आई एग्री विद फतेह. तो फाइनली मैंने अग्री किया है. पियानिच.
Oh, yeah. Another big name, like.
फीफा में तो डेफिनेटली पियानिच के लिए था सबसे पहले.
I'm still hoping that, Inter take him for the bench.
Discussed him. Yeah,
but Nainggolan is again retired, so, like that's the problem for us. We want current players. Yeah, we know that.
Douglas Costa, not a bad shout. कैसा खेली अंकित भाई इंग्लैंड, मुझे अच्छा लगा यार. गौरव, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू आने के लिए. यार इंग्लैंड बाय द वे ठीक थी, नॉट वेरी बैड, बट आई स्टिल फील दैट जर्मनी की जो फर्स्ट हाफ का काइंड ऑफ प्ले था वो बेटर था. एंड मुझे लग रहा है यार इंग्लैंड विद बेसिकली द फॉर्मेशन दैट दे आर ट्राइंग, आई थिंक अभी भी नेगेटिव है टू सम एक्सटेंट. साका हैज लुक गुड टुवर्ड्स द एंड, बट हाँ they probably, I would say, not a fantastic kind of half, to be very honest about it. Alexandro, हाँ decent. Uh, Acha, yeah, this is not a bad shout. Manav has come back saying for Papu Gomez, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Papu
So I'm
Gomez.
I've gone totally blank on the wingers suddenly. Like I can't, because who has not played in England? Like Cuadrado and Perisic we can't use, again recency bias. And in this formation, who is now like who do we use? Like you've been taking so many Italian wingers like Marcos Alonso, Emerson. Like they've gone from Serie A. Who else do we think about? Like
नहीं नहीं रोनाल्डो ब्राजीलियन स्ट्राइकर नहीं है, लास्ट डेकेड में नहीं था, लेकिन हाँ, देखो ऑप्शंस अगेन डगलस कोस्टा, ड्रीस मर्टेंस। आई थिंक ड्रीस मर्टेंस मेरे लिए काफी काफी इन्फ्लुएंशियल थे, इंसीनियर से ज्यादा ड्रीस मर्टेंस से इन टर्म्स ऑफ कंसिस्टेंसी एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ इम्पैक्ट। वुड यू अग्री?
See, I prefer Mertens over Insigne because Insigne really misses penalties. He's very infuriating. But again, these are players for 4-3-3. How do we put them in a 5-3-2? So we have to go with Alexandro then. Like we can't. Can we just like, because it'll.
No, but Chiellini is kind of a left back also. Vidal, by the way, has played as a left midfielder also, just so you know, at times.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, in his
Vidal
career.
can play that.
So I would say that might be enough. Wo defense is enough. Vidal and Chiellini with Bonucci, and your Koulibaly and Brozovic.
Yeah.
I think that's defensive enough. We are picking a team which is, on paper, it's just hypothetical. करेक्ट? तो थोड़ा सा अटैकिंग अलेक्सेंड्रो क्या ही तो लोगे भाई, मतलब अगेन नथिंग इज अलेक्सेंड्रो एंड ब्राजीलियन फैंस, कम ऑन, यू नो व्हाट आई मीन, कम ऑन, हाउ कैन यू नॉट हैव अ ड्रीस मर्टेंस और एन इंसीनियर kind of player if you're good and picking Sandro? I don't agree with that.
So you want Insignia and Mertens
One
on
of
the
them.
wing?
Yeah, you tell me who's better. मतलब मुझे लगता है ड्रीस मर्टेंस has to be there.
I prefer Dries Mertens personally, but then if you ask Napoli fans, Insigne, their captain, and his free kicks and whatnot, and also because Mertens has always been a super sub at times.
Okay.
Like he's not been an out and out starter all the time for Napoli. His position at times they played him and the false nine. So I think Insigne gets that.
Okay, can I pick this one? You know why? The reason being, like, again, one man, okay, given a choice, other being a Premier League fan, or he obviously they were linked as well with Chelsea, by the way, both of them.
Yeah.
The guy that I felt that basically will probably can get Chelsea to a next level for at least a season or two is probably Mertens and not Insigne.
Then let's use Mertens there and Chiesa on the right.
Chiesa.
Come on, I mean, you saw the Euro final. It was him.
अरे यार लेकिन डेकेड का हम कर रहे हैं भाई, Chiesa काफी जल्दी हो गया, मतलब ही इज अ ग्रेट प्लेयर, बट आई काइंड ऑफ डिसएग्री। यहाँ पर हाफ टाइम हो गया है और मैच शुरू हो गया, बाय द वे, जस्ट फॉर पीपल टू नो। लेकिन यार मैं सब चीज तो मेरा नहीं ले सकता, सो आई हैव टू लिसन टू फतेह एज वेल। लेकिन आई वाज
Mertens, yeah. So
that Turkish scam who played for both Inter and AC Milan, Çalhanoğlu. नहीं यार,
नहीं.
I think he's overrated at times. I generally feel.
Yeah. But it's a new position for him at Inter, and he's done very well.
Hakimi.
Only 1 year, Hakimi. Only
That's the problem. But what a quality year.
There are reports, Ankit, that even Hakimi is not happy at PSG.
Yeah. हमने एक पूरा stream किया था उस पर.
Don't be surprised if Hakimi and Lukaku and Perisic are all back next year. Do you want to put Perisic then? Like, okay, but he's just moved. But okay, yeah, okay, he's played in the EPL now.
अरे यहाँ पर यार नेमार जूनियर के सबसे बड़े फैन मैं बोलूँ, कुलदीप भाई यार, कुलदीप यादव, तुषार, प्रीटी श्योर आपने सुना होगा काफी बार स्ट्रीम में। पेलेग्रिनी हमने डिस्कस नहीं किया था, नहीं,
not a winger and very recent again, not of that level as Hamsik had achieved for Napoli.
First of all, Zinho is in the house. Thank you for coming on first time. Hopefully you like it further as well. And of course, we're always open to feedback. Hopefully you like the stream. Give it a thumbs up. And we have another channel. Just so you know, we have another channel that's called Almighty Sports Plus. So it'd be great if you can subscribe to both. Both the channels are linked below. And there is another shout out for people out there. मैं भूल गया आज. That is Football versus Cancer. It is run by my brother Talk MU. So Talk MU runs that channel. It's a fight against cancer. We are football, so hopefully everyone supports this channel. That's something that I really recommend. Football versus cancer, Almighty Sport Plus, and Almighty Blues FC. But yes, anyone Come on, Dybala, man, debate.
I was waiting for him for the forwards. Like I will put him as the forward. Like.
Yeah, because he's done more than Chiesa. But if you see the longevity.
But then who do we put on the right wing? Like who
अच्छा,
we
एक
can't
नाम तो
put
हमने डिस्कस ही
Bernardes,
नहीं किया भाई, फतेह, एक नाम हमने डिस्कस ही नहीं किया, पॉल पॉगबा।
but he's played in the EPL, na? That is why I didn't
वो
say
यार
it.
मैं खुद ही भूल रहा हूँ यार, यहाँ पर तो
Yeah, exactly.
कंडीशन
Like that
इतने
is.
सारे रख दिए हो ना, मैं खुद ही भूल रहा हूँ।
But उसने
एग्जैक्टली,
कुछ किया नहीं EPL में 4 साल. So you might think
yeah, डी सिग्लियो मैन, रियली, come
TCQ,
on.
I think workhorse, just like Darmian. Conte got the best out of
Yeah,
Darmian.
he
Conte got
jack of all trades kind of person
jack
at
of all
best.
trades, but you can't put that sort of player in a
Yeah,
best
he's a
Serie A 11.
best. Exactly. Yeah, I think Dybala kind of takes it, man, for me. Dybala
Yeah.
takes it.
Forward. Dybala will be the forward.
Come on,
And,
man.
I didn't mention Papu Gomez because he's also played there. So when we come to the forwards, we'll take that name. But who is the right wing back? Like, I would suggest you put Mertens on the right wing back and then Insigne on the left wing back, man. Because what name can you come up with? Like at Inter, we had
नहीं यार, come
Kandreva.
on,
I don't think.
it has to be Dybala यार, नहीं?
No, Dybala is a forward. You can't put him there. He can't play there at all.
He
He's a
can't.
forward.
लेकिन we are going for a very attacking wing backs, ना? No, too
No,
much
no,
हो
no,
जाएगा
no,
क्या?
no.
Too much हो
He will
जाएगा,
never
चलो.
be a wing back. If he has to be, he has to be either CAM.
Of course.
So, like a name that's not spoken of is Kandreva. Kandreva, I think, if you remember, he
Oh,
scored that
yes,
goal.
yes. Kandreva is a brilliant shout. In fact, मैं बोलूँगा यार, Florenzi is a poor man's Kandreva. Would that be
Yeah.
fair?
Florenzi is definitely not supposed to be in this. But look, Kandreva,
Kandreva
2014,
is the real thing.
Kandreva was a very important player for Italy at the World Cup 2014. He scored the winner,
बिल्कुल.
I think, against England.
Hmm.
He was very good for Lazio when they qualified for the Champions League. Then he moved to Inter. He was good for Inter. It was not as if he was not good for Inter, but I think our formation didn't really suit him completely. So that is one name. But let's wait. Like let's not put him there, Ankit. Like
नहीं, मैं
think of
अभी के
some
लिए
other
डाला हूँ
names.
क्योंकि यार वहां पर है ना, ये था अपना बंदा दिबाला डाल दिया था ना मैंने गलती से. मैं
नहीं नहीं.
तो that's why for the timing I put, but the reason I put Kandreva मैं समझाता हूँ मैं क्यों I put Kandreva. I know I've kind of gone and people in the chat आप बोलो, if you have seen Kandreva playing, he was someone who could really he had a great shot on him, plus a person who could play midfield में, plus a person who could play on the wing. मतलब फीफा में तो काफी kind of important signing ऊपर करती थी Kandreva always. Bilotti nahi bhaiya. Big up to Chelsea perspective. Nice to see you, brother, always. And of course, Chelsea perspective as well. Like others, if you can just retweet the tweet and just share so that we have more people. Because yeah, we are watching along the match, which is unfortunately not as exciting as what I was anticipating. यहाँ पर गोल होने वाला है.
Goal.
हो गया. जैसे ही मैं बोला गोल हो गया. भाई साहब, हॉफमैन मारा. हॉफमैन नहीं मारे. तो अभी Hoffman has scored the goal and England are behind. England are
Could Pickford have done better?
bottom. Pickford could have done better. Yeah, you can see that. But did he anticipate that shot? He should have anticipated, I know. Lekin Germany at home in Munich, leading 1-0. Hoffman, arguably, abhi tak man of the match. Fateh?
Absolutely. I think there was that one goal that he had that, he was through on goal that was called out for offside.
I
Now
think
he's
it's both the wings, no? Hoffman and Raum. I think dono hi
Raul. Yeah.
have been good for Germany. And with England, I think Mount Raya, I think you're right. Pickford should have done better, clearly.
Whose man
Uh,
where was Maguire and
Yeah,
what was Maguire
man.
doing?
He should have done way better. Uh, Way better. Yes. So basically, Mason Mount has started. Kai Havertz has started, and we have ex boy of Chelsea boy Rudiger starting for Germany. Who else? I think that's about it. Werner is on the bench, and so is Reece James. That's the kind of team news, Kuchila bro.
Also, Ankit, a name for the right wing back, Jose Callejon, and what about Lichtsteiner? I mean, Juve.
Lichtsteiner, how many years did he have in
Oh, he's
UA?
retired now.
He's retired, no?
Yeah.
Callahan is a good shout, but Callahan, I think, if not wrong, he's
Good
still playing.
shout. I'm
Like
trying to
Callahan
think
was
of.
never that. He's never reached his potential. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I
What
feel about Callahan always. He was not as consistent. Theo Hernandez for left midfielder.
See, again, very young, like 2 years
Very
he's
young.
been in the. I think
Oh
in
yeah,
5 years' time.
great
Oh,
point.
Lichtsteiner played at Arsenal.
Correct. Absolutely, he did. He did. He did. He did.
Really?
Raum has to be man of the match. Yeah. Okay. So Skriniar, yeah, Skriniar के supporters आ गए,
Yeah,
पते?
finally, like you have put Bonucci there. By modern standards, Bonucci doesn't get anywhere.
Man, but that's what now we're just taking the entire team structure into consideration plus the captaincy part. So all put
So
together, मैं
for
Bonucci
that,
लगा
you are
दूंगा.
taking team structure, but then you are putting Insigne
अरे
there. Why? It's not Insigne, man. It's Mertens. We decided, you decided at Mertens.
हाँ मैंने चेंज किया एक बार ऐसे अरे चेल्सी पर्सपेक्टिव ब्रदर बिग अप ब्रो मींस अ लॉट बट ऑफ कोर्स पीपल लाइक एवरीवन लाइक बाय चांस आपने नहीं किया चेल्सी पर्सपेक्टिव को द
Oh,
मोस्ट कंसिस्टेंट channel that there is currently at least on YouTube and for a good while so please do and check it out go and check it out yes lot of Chelsea content लेकिन in and out Chelsea के बारे में आपको मिलेगा yes of course he's a fellow brother and means a lot Chelsea perspective Pochila bro always your support means a lot and always been there and hopefully we'll get you on. It's been a while since we got Chelsea perspective on as well. It's been a while. We have to do one of those shows for sure. And we are planning Who Am I again, by the way, just so you know. Diaz should have been selected over Maguire. Eric Dyer, well, I don't know about Maguire Dyer, like more merely it's the fact that they play Kieran Trippier on the left hand side at times. It doesn't make sense, yeah. Come on, that's really my opinion. तो इंसीनिया का यार चैट बहुत बोली यार इंसीनिया इज प्रिफर्ड और मर्टन्स मैं खुद मर्टन्स को डालना चाह रहा था तो मैं चैट के साथ जा रहा हूँ मैंचीनी ऑन गोल अगेन अब भाई साहब ये भाई क्या है मैंचीनी इतने सारे मिस्टेक्स क्यों करता है ये
he is that kind of a player, that temperament, and like that's why I think
2-1
he has not been a success even at Roma. Like he's okay, but he's not really stepped up.
नहीं यार कम ऑन ये वो प्राइम में नहीं था मतलब लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट ही एज अ प्लेयर हिस्टोरिकली इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट एब्सोल्युटली लेकिन I don't agree with this absolutely that taking a good
Also,
shot.
last 10 years he was
हाँ
not
चलो
there.
मर्टन्स के लिए आ रहे यार पीपल बोलिए यार मर्टन्स यार इंसिनिया एक्चुअली पोल डाले क्या
Hold up.
let me put a quick poll let me try and put a quick poll what about the forward line meanwhile
Oh, Dybala gets in easily for me. I think Higuain has played at Chelsea, so we can't use him. Who else do we use? One is Dybala. Now let's look at the Atalanta names as well. Like Papu Gomez, Muriel, Zapata.
वन सेकंड तो आपके बेसिकली ऑप्शंस क्या थे इंसिनिया थे मर्टन्स थे और दो ही थे ना
Yeah, I would totally go if you are not caring for the formation. Use both Insigne and Mertens on the wings. Do it. And
नहीं लेकिन
what I
कैंड्रेवा यार वन डिफेंसिव प्लेयर इज मस्ट ना
no,
हाँ वही
he's
फॉर्मेशन थोड़ा देख रहा हूँ मैं नहीं यार दिस गाय हैज बीन एनिग्मा ही हैज बीन ग्रेट एट टाइम्स लेकिन अगेन नॉट कंसिस्टेंटली स्टार्टिंग यार इमोबिले पुट मर्टन्स एंड डिबाला एट स्ट्राइकर not a bad shout actually not a bad shout that
I think with
but
Dybala we need one sort of target man who is getting the goals. Why
John
not
Stones
Totti?
with a
I
good
think
clearance
Totti. Hmm. Why not Totti, Ankit? I think Totti retired because like we are not looking at retired players. We're looking at players who are still currently playing.
Mhm. So you know what? Let me just put in Candreva also as wingers generally. So who else is there? Mertens, Insigne, Candreva और एक और विंगर ऑप्शन बता दो भाई सब लोग चैट में ऑप्शन कौन था और हम लोग इतने डिस्कस किए थे बट आई एम नॉट रिमेम्बरिंग नेम्स ऑल ऑफ सडन कैलाहॉन चलो डाल देते हैं ठीक है तो यू हैव कैलाहॉन मर्टन्स Insigne and Candreva. देखते who gets the most votes. The top two votes kind of get in the team. What do you say?
Absolutely, but can we think about pure right backs or right wing backs? Like who are they? Like who played for Roma? Can you use I have forgotten
Would you even consider Perisic?
But then he's at I was about to say that, but then I already told you he's already in the EPL, so that is a criteria, right? Who's not played in the EPL. So
Who's
Perisic
not played?
is
Huh? Perisic will be included there. Definitely. He's not yet played.
then take off Insigne, then the Insigne doesn't get then at all. Insigne, then you put Mertens in place of Kandreva and then put Perisic here.
नहीं लेकिन Perisic भी at the top कितना सीजन खेला है?
No, I think he has been if you remember his time at Dortmund and then Wolfsburg and He's
No,
been
but
very good.
in Serie A, top में कितना खेला है? That's my question.
See, he was very important when Inter bought him, those opening 2-3 seasons, but he was obviously not as good, because that formation, Icardi up front. By the way, I will tell you to put him, but okay, I know, like that is
नहीं,
one name.
Icardi definitely should be in the conversation भाई. Inter के लिए I know how important he was to Inter. मतलब मुझे लग रहा था the season where Icardi left ना, by the way, Saka playing some brilliant balls यहाँ पर, nice play. लेकिन हाँ, मुझे certainly लग रहा था कि Icardi जब छोड़ेगा ना, Inter will just kind of go in the doldrums. लेकिन it's good for Inter that they've kind of found their space.
And I'm sad for Icardi, he had so much talent. I think he's see if you don't want if but I feel like Perisic is already at Spurs, like to never have played in the EPL, like this will be just a very I don't think we should include Perisic simply because now he's in the EPL. So as
अच्छा,
of today,
बाय द वे यार, पीपल आई हैव पुट इन द पोल, जो भी हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं ना यहाँ पर, मैं विंगर्स डाला हूँ, आई नो कैंड्रेवा एंड इंसिनिया ऑन द स्क्रीन, और आप टॉपिक देख ही रहे हो. एवरीवन प्लीज डू पुट इन योर वोट, हु वाज द बेस्ट विंगर इन सेrie A इन द लास्ट डेकेड हु वाज नॉट प्लेइंग इन द प्रीमियर लीग. तो व्हाइल यू वोट, हाँ प्लीज फतेह कंटिन्यू.
so I think that's why I would not put Perisic there because now he's in the
पेरिसिच
EPL.
इंक्लूड कर रहे हैं, वी हैव
No,
डिसाइडेड.
we are not including him. Otherwise, I will tell you, I will force you to take off Kandreva or Insigne.
हाँ
So
ठीक
let's
है,
not include him, no man.
अरे
Because
करते हैं भाई, करते, डोंट वरी, दिस इज द टेम्पररी थिंग. इंसिनिया एंड कैंड्रेवा इज एनीवे टेम्पररी, सो पेरिसिच शुड बी काउंटेड बिकॉज़ ही इज
so
नॉट
then,
प्लेड, दैट इज द क्राइटेरिया.
but like
Yeah.
he's won a Champions League with Bayern. He's reached a World Cup final with Croatia. So it's
Yeah.
happened all in these years. So I think Perisic will have to get into this then. So
Fair
then I
enough.
think Kandreva goes out.
Basically, Fateh is telling the chat to basically vote for Perisic.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
People get in your votes again. I am kind of waiting for it. And again, I know that Serie A, not many people must have watched in the last decade. The idea is basically to kind of, inculcate that as well. Matlab, that is one of the objectives of the channel as well. Trust me, there's a lot of, proper gameplay जो होता है इटली में, जो काफी लोग मिस करते हैं. But I personally, मेरा choice यहाँ पर होगा definitely Perisic has to be one of the choices in terms of the winger. By the way, Kandreva has not got a single vote अभी तक, हाँ. मैं Kandreva डाला था, फतेह.
Kandreva, yeah, because I think a lot of people, even Inter fans, really hate him, But
Really?
since we are talking about the decade, he was very good for Lazio. He was their main man. Italy 2014, he was very important. From there onwards, came to Inter. He was pretty important in those opening 1 or 2 years. So obviously, Inter was not as good back then. So I think that recency bias. Today he's at Sampdoria. He's old, and people have probably forgotten how good he was in 2013, 14, 15. At that stage, he was Italy's main player. The World Cup 2014. Okay, it was a flop, but him and Balotelli were, the
Declan
guys
Rice is
who beat
crying,
the
by the way.
tent.
I don't know why. What has happened to him? I don't know all of a sudden. लेकिन by the way, यार, there's a big news here. Big news क्या है? Meanwhile, UAE and Australia are also playing a game.
Oh,
Australia has won. Okay.
oh,
Unfortunately, Sadiq bhai, I know UAE fans in the house, they are out. UAE are out of the World Cup qualification. और अभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया और पेरू होने वाला है, from what I remember.
how did Australia beat UAE? What score?
2-1 हो गया. And the second goal was in the 84th minute. So unfortunately UAE are out and Australia are still in. Absolutely. तो congratulations ऑस्ट्रेलिया को अभी के लिए. लेकिन let's see, voting का यहाँ पर quickly मैं update दे देता हूँ. Yes man, even I miss Sundaram, absolutely. And hello to Del Boy Gunner TV as well. Big up. People do check out Del Boy Gunner TV. I was there and very good, chat that I had. Sad for Sadiq bhai, yes, कोई नहीं, मतलब there will always be a chance, but UAE is a decent side. But again, I was hoping, yeah, just for the core Asian kind of community as well,
Yeah,
कि
exactly.
UAE kind of go through. I know Australia technically are in the Asian zone, but come on, they're not. Let's be honest about it. And they can, Australian team is kind of, got the better of them, so you have to give it to them. Immobile, Dybala, Icardi, Quagliarella, 182 Serie A goals, Zapata, Pelotti. Nice names there. Dzeko did play for City. He got a shout out if he did not play. Exactly. Lotaro, सब लोग बोले Lotaro.
Too young right now.
तो देखते हैं भाई. अभी चलो, वोट्स आ गए हैं काफी सारे. होपफुली सब लोग जो नहीं किया वोट वो लोग भी कर दे. लेकिन अभी तक, any guesses who's highest, Fateh?
I think Perisic and Mertens will be the highest.
You know what? It's a tie for the second one. I can't believe it. Insignia and Perisic are second, and Mertens obviously is the highest. लेकिन that's why I'm saying people यार Perisic को vote कर दो. I don't want to make Fateh agree.
No, no,
The
no.
fact that
Perisic.
I didn't pick
See, Perisic. And also,
India.
we're not talking about Gusens, but Gusens for Atalanta, and now obviously he's at Inter and he's going to be the main man next year. Germany, he starts for Germany at the left back. So I think he'll be starting, once the big tournaments come, maybe the World Cup.
Mhm.
But yeah, but okay, I think Gusens was important in the Euros last year.
Yeah, definitely. Gosens was very important. लेकिन
Too
even
recent, yeah.
मतलब उस हिसाब से even मैले को बोलोगे यार, मैले एंड गोसेंस दोनों ही
Yeah,
बहुत ही अच्छे रहे सीरिया में. लेकिन द फैक्ट इज वही, हम थोड़ा अटैकिंग माइंडसेट में जा रहे हैं यहाँ पर, तो इसीलिए और भी ज्यादा अटैक चाहिए. और बाय द वे जीनियो पिर्लो वी हैड डिस्कस्ड द फैक्ट दैट पिर्लो
he's
मूव्ड आउट
retired.
ऑफ सीरिया इन 2015 versus Vidal, who came back, and at least I know he wasn't best, but at least he did more. So because of longevity, we have picked Vidal there over Pirlo. I
And
know
because
Pirlo
we
is
are
a good
not
player.
going for retired players, that's why Totti, Perlo are
Oh
not
yeah,
in. We
that's
are going
another
for players who are currently playing.
correct. Pjanic was certainly a shout, but because he's a current player. But again, I think Hamšík has probably had more influence over that longer
Yeah.
period. That's why we went for Hamšík. Like I think Hamšík, and we spoke about Papu Gomez. Very very strong shout उसके लिए भी था. लेकिन I think Kessie again, not enough, not enough.
Very young, yeah, again,
Very young, not enough. तो यहाँ पर यार pretty obviously, अरे लीड कर दिया यार. यार चीटिंग हो रही है, कुछ वोटिंग में चीटिंग हो रही है. मुझे एंड कर देना था. Can you believe Perisic has not been voted for?
it's Insigne and Mertens.
Yeah,
Put them in, man. Like if like it's
जनता जनार्दन क्या?
yeah, absolutely. Janta Janardhan, you must listen to them.
Yeah. Big up Aaron Moy, come on the rules. Okay, Di Natale again. He had kind of finished almost by
Yeah, I mean, see,
winning
we are
well.
not going for retired players. If we had to, then like all of these
Hmm.
guys would be there. No,
Yeah.
not
अच्छा,
not
तो हम लोग इंसीनिया को रखते हैं राइट साइड में, मर्टन्स को डाल दो, ठीक है. ये तो प्रॉपर चीटिंग हो गया. पीपल विल बी लाइक इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल मैन. बट अगेन यू कैन आल्सो आर्ग्यू दैट पेरिसिच इज ऑलमोस्ट गोइंग टू प्ले प्रीमियर लीग फुटबॉल, तो या फतेह
yeah.
उतना बिलीव कर लो. लेकिन हाँ, स्ट्राइकर्स में आई थिंक इट्स क्वाइट क्लियर. स्ट्राइकर्स में आई थिंक वन गाय दैट आई गॉट सी सो मेनी नेम्स इन द चैट इज लोटारो मार्टिनेज.
No, because again, very recent, like 2 years he's been a starter, 3 years. So absolutely not. I think we will not. Maybe 10 years from now we'll be talking about him.
तो इमोबिले इज अ नो ब्रेनर. इमोबिले को डाल
No,
देते
no,
हैं.
no, no. It has to be Dybala and Icardi for me. But okay, Quagliarella, I understand that people will talk about him because he's still going on. But I don't think Quagliarella was ever that elite.
और वो फर्स्ट चॉइस था भी नहीं बहुत बहुत सालों तक ना.
Yeah.
So I would say,
So
so let's see, striker, best Serie A striker in
see,
last
Higuain
decade.
has already played for Chelsea, right?
Yes, he has.
So we can't
Absolutely.
have him because he had a very good spell at
Gnabry
Napoli.
with a good ball, by the way. Gnabry with a good ball, and Gundogan had a chance, but Walker defending. Best Serie A striker in the last decade, not to play in EPL. ठीक है. तो options बोलो आप. You are saying Icardi for sure, right?
Icardi and Dybala
Dybala,
for sure.
Dybala for sure. Who else? Strikers, that second striker डाल देते हैं, ठीक है. तो question in people will think
Okay,
otherwise. Okay.
like we can look at guys like Papu Gomez also. I mean,
या अगर दिबायो को करे तो पापू गोमेज को भी करना चाहिए, लेकिन इमोबिले आई थिंक डिजर्व्स अ नॉमिनेशन एटलीस्ट, नहीं?
nomination sure, but
तो मेरे
you know,
4 नॉमिनेशन रख सकता हूँ, ठीक है. तो 4 नॉमिनेशन देखते हैं. Yeah, Zinio, I'll get back to you on that because we are planning to hopefully do a giveaway by the end of next month. तो मैं work कर रहा हूँ किसी के साथ, so that's why I'm not giving a shout out to them right now. Apart from Perisic, which all Croatian players played in Serie A?
well, a lot of Croatian players play in Serie A, like played in Serie A.
Yeah,
Kovacic, for example.
Brozo, Kova,
Brozovic,
yeah.
obviously, but Kovacic, came
Yeah,
out.
Inter, definitely.
Yeah, at Inter, and
What
Who
about this
else?
guy, Mario Mandzukic?
Absolutely, I think he was very good, and that goal in the Champions League
I
final.
think Mario Mandzukic deserves a shout more than Lotaro.
Yeah, definitely. Lautaro is just last 3 years. So
Mandzukic का spelling क्या है भाई? हाँ चलो
M
correct
A
है,
N
thank you.
D Z U K I C.
चलो मैंने डाल दिया, 4 ऑप्शन डाल दिया. People, the poll is in. People out there, let's poll and let's see who is the striker as basically the game goes on further as well. Uh,
I hope people put Dybala in, because Dybala is just a very special player. Like, I know a lot of people think, since that game against Barcelona, it's not been, but he is so clutch. The way he unlocks defenses, very special player. Like, if I was the Argentina coach, I would have told Messi to retire in 2018. After that debacle, and I would
Malab,
have
you already told
literally.
me Dybala is the signing that you're looking forward to the most, right? In
Absolutely,
the
like
coming window.
it is so exciting to have a player like that, and I can't believe Juve are letting him go.
अच्छा
Uh,
बाय वे मतलब मैंने तो रिएक्ट किया है बट व्हाट अबाउट दिस थिंग यार डी मरिया टू यूवेंटस ऑन नहीं है और सडनली इज टॉकिंग टू बारसा
and
कमेंट
so strange. I mean, he's already played for Real Madrid. Like, so for him to go to
बट डी
Barcelona.
मरिया इज दैट काइंड ऑफ अ प्लेयर रिमेंबर ही इज दैट काइंड ऑफ अ प्लेयर अरे
But
भाई आ
again,
सकते हैं
Ankit,
हाँ
where are Barcelona keep getting linked all the time, and then you keep seeing this news about them having no money, allowing the Camp Nou to be used for dinners,
That
the
is why
debt
Di Maria is coming. Na? To Di Maria,
is
these are the
free.
kind of people who are finishing off, their contracts or basically are free or basically don't have a long contract. To वहाँ पर or they are kind of in the last years of career, जहाँ पर you will be available for cheaper compared to maybe Rafinha.
Hmm. No, but they
तो वो
already
होगा.
have that Wolves guy, Memphis, Aubameyang. Who else? Like, they have so much. I don't know who's going to move out from there.
नहीं मुझे लगता है यार एक तो डियोंग बाय द वे यहाँ पर ग्रिलिश आ रहे लग रहा है ग्रिलिश इज कमिंग ऑन लेकिन आई फील दैट डियोंग माइट मूव एंड दैट माइट गिव वे टू अ लॉट ऑफ इनकमिंग्स क्योंकि वो एक मेजर 85 मिलियन बात कर रहे 85 मिलियन बात कर रहे यूरोज दैट दे
Oh,
माइट मेक
yeah,
फ्रॉम मैन यूनाइटेड तो वो एक मेजर है डाउन टू डियोंग अगर वो हाँ बोलता है कि ना बोलता है दैट्स व्हाट इट इज
yeah.
ठीक है
I think he'll
बट
say
अगेन यार
yes.
पीपल जो भी यार सब वोट कर दीजिए मैं स्टॉप कर रहा हूँ शेयर करने का लेकिन डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब अगर आपने नहीं किया लेकिन यहाँ पर काफी इंटरेस्टिंग काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशन आ गई है विद जर्मनी स्कोरिंग 1 गोल इंग्लैंड नीड्स टू अटैक और इंग्लैंड में चेंजेस क्या क्या देखते मतलब फॉर यू इट्स हाई टाइम दैट दे शुड हैव चेंज द सिस्टम फतेह इंग्लैंड
See, again, I understand the Nations League and losing the Nations League, but I know that in the big tournaments, the Euros and the World Cup, defenses will get you to the latter stages. And England have done that.
ओ गोल हो गया ऑलमोस्ट
Very good save.
Muller with a almost the nice goal. But 4-2-3-1 like again it
But
can work well. But Trippier on well, why doesn't England have a left back? Don't tell me they don't. Can't they go like three the back with maybe four attacking people in midfield because they're just going for it. They're already down one game. Remember,
yeah,
एक game
this
हार
game
गए.
I understand. This game personally I understand, but I understand why Southgate will not be changing his formation. Two successful tournaments, the World Cup semi-finals, Euros finals. I don't think you change a winning combination. England, they'll play it this way. They'll be very difficult to beat. Defensively they'll keep it very strong. And again, hoping for Kane magic up front with Sterling or whosoever is there, Saka or whatever. So yeah, that's, I think it works for England. So you don't fix that. It's not broken.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. No problem. AD is joining late, but again, AD, we are picking a very interesting side. Yesterday we had picked. I don't know if you're there. हमने pick किया था last. I think recent 15 months की team जो will be the best team not to have played in the Premier League. शायद वही pick किया था. हाँ, वही pick किया था. ठीक है. आज Serie A pick करें because we have Fateh in the house. Only Mount has been positive for England. I think, Malab, again, I wouldn't blame the players. Declan Rice, would you say Manav and everyone? Declan Rice, how has he been? He has had decent moments defensively, but again, attackingly, only Mount. I can agree there. Kyle Walker, he got a good, I think, tackle in. Just हमने देखा था just 5 minutes पहले. Gundogan had a decent chance, but I think Kyle Walker got a good tackle in. Lekin again, coming back to this, well, the left wing of England is not attacking enough for my liking. Saka has done decently in times, but not great. So CR7 अगर वो खेला नहीं होता प्रीमियर लीग में तो
Oh,
absolutely right.
absolutely. But then, he's built his name there. So,
Rice and Bellingham have been bossed by Kimmich and Gundogan. Yeah, that's a fair point. लेकिन yes, I can see a couple of people joining. So hopefully आप लोग भी vote करें because we are coming through with this team which we are going to be showing to you. ये हमारी टीम है for people who missed the earlier part of the stream. अभी तक ये बनी है. Again, going by longevity, going by basically their the class as well as basically थोड़ा recency bias subconsciously, I don't know. इंग्लैंड को 4-3-3 हम तो बता ही रहे यार 4-3-3 समथिंग दैट दे शुड गो फॉर फ्रॉम बिगिनिंग नहीं फतेह.
but yeah, but again, if I was Southgate and I had the successes of Euro 2018 and World Cup 2020, then World Cup 2018 and Euro 2020, I would not change. Although, and he's grown up, like I said, he's grown up
लेफ्ट साइड
playing
तो
in
फिर
this
भी
process.
आर्ग्यूबल है ना. लेफ्ट साइड तो फिर भी दे आर नॉट यूजिंग अ नेचुरल लेफ्ट साइडेड विंग बैक. व्हाई
Wing
आर दे
back, yeah. And
व्हाई
is
आर दे
Trippier
यूजिंग.
back? Is Who are the choices that he has as left
आज
back?
ट्रिपियर खेला हुआ. ट्रिपियर इज राइट फुटेड बॉस. दैट्स
Yeah,
व्हाट आई
I
एम
get
सेइंग.
it. But who
सो
who plays generally in EPL? Like, who's a good left wing
so
back there?
Chilwell has been injured. I understand.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Then the other one is Luke Shaw, who's also been out of form. I can
Yeah.
understand that as well. लेकिन आप बोल रहे हो भाई in the English Premier League, you don't have a proper left wing back. Don't tell me it's really not possible. It's not possible. और वो clearly दिख रहा है पिच पर. और I think Sessegnon is a shout जो मिला है यहाँ पर. Decent shout है. But again, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of names out there.
Oh,
अरे
all
Cresswell is he not England? Cresswell? Yes, he's England. Aaron Cresswell. I don't know,
the.
man. Why isn't he
So I
there?
think Trippier would not be the choice, but then like with injuries and form, I think dictating.
लेकिन आप नेचुरल लेफ्ट फुटेड प्लेयर खिलाओगे कि ट्रिपियर को खिलाओगे. इट काइंड ऑफ टेल्स साउथगेट्स जस्ट बीइंग सेफ. और वार्नर गोल होने वाला नहीं हुआ है
Warner.
भाई. हावर्ड्स वार्नर द लिंक अप ऑलवेज हैपेंस. समथिंग हैपेंस यहाँ पर एब्सोल्युटली. what does relegation means in nation league? Okay, Lou Manu, I'm pretty sure आप थे stream में. लेकिन हाँ, this may be helpful for others as well. So you have basically nation league A में you have 4 groups. ठीक है, यहाँ पर एक stop करता हूँ. 4 groups है और 4 groups में you have 4 teams. ठीक है, each of the groups. The 4th team in every group out of the 4 groups gets relegated to League B. That means that you are League B, or League B say you have four teams who are getting promotion. Or obviously that means that your seeding is going down as well for the Euros. And you are not eligible next time to win the Nations League. So there's a lot of minus points, or pretty sure पैसों का भी कुछ चक्कर होगा plus along with that. Southgate didn't have a solid left back and allowed Matt Cash to play for Poland. Wow. हारी विंग्स नहीं. कोई नहीं. सो स्ट्राइकर यहाँ देख रहा हूँ मैं. यहाँ पर काफी सारे वोट्स आ गए. अरे भाई कोई वोट कर दो भाई. तीन बराबर वोट है. कैन यू बिलीव इट?
No, come on. Like, we have to go with what you and I have decided, which is Dybala and Icardi.
Okay, so let's do that. Icardi, Mandzukic and Immobile are the 3 options जो highest अभी.
And not Dybala.
Yes, not Dybala.
This is nonsense. You must listen to the Serie A expert goal.
गोल हो गया. अरे नहीं भाई.
What a save.
अरे नहीं, अब जनता जनार्दन है. नॉनसेंस तो नहीं बोलूंगा. लेकिन
No, I said what a save.
I mean Walker Peter of Southampton. Okay, that's what I was wondering. लेकिन Walker Peter again is a right footer.
What a save, man. Ankit, like, was that Harry
Was
Kane?
it Maguire? Was it Maguire?
I thought I was Harry Kane. Let's see, it's coming again. Grealish, he's come on.
Yeah,
So
NS Sports Chief in the house, Nipple in the house. Yes.
Harry
Clown
Kane.
Gate out. I kind of am with Nippon because yeah, I know that they achieved lots. Fateh ne bola hai. नहीं, Harry Kane थे.
Harry Kane.
You're right. But हाँ, it's basically just the fact that इतना सारा होकर भी इंग्लैंड में they're not getting the football that one is expecting. I know it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
It doesn't matter. That's what I'm
It doesn't
saying.
matter.
Like, what counts for England since 1966, what counts is winning the trophy. It does not matter how you do it. It's not about style. It's just getting that trophy. And look, nobody who's made a World Cup semi-final and a Euro final is going to change his ways. I mean,
Of course.
he knows what works. I think the players also understand this. This is the Nations League. Let's not go on, this. I think the England that
नहीं
we'll
but
see in November,
Fateh, the
December.
reason I'm saying is now there are back-to-back matches happening. Now it's clear.
Yeah,
और ऐसा भी नहीं लग रहा है. The reason I'm saying that is maybe I'm on the Nipun side here because मुझे लग रहा है यार एक लग भी नहीं रहा है कि they are favorites or they are like I know that generally आप बोलोगे the team which dominates etc will probably will take the tag. लेकिन एक होता है ना even in terms of doggedness they're looking brittle as well.
but
तो वो
do you
difference है.
is this the real England? Like a full season, like come on. I mean,
Yeah, नहीं absolutely I agree with this as well. It's not the full England absolutely, लेकिन यार बाकी टीम्स भी ऐसे फतेह बाकी टीम्स भी ऐसे you didn't have the first France team playing, you didn't have the first Germany team
so
playing today.
France lost a game. Like I don't know what happened last night. I have not even been keeping touch. Like what happened last night? France win.
नहीं तो फ्रांस का ड्रॉ हुआ था. They
Croatia के
got a
साथ.
draw. Exactly, so they got a draw out of Croatia 1-1 हुआ था. लेकिन again the fact कि यार they didn't have the first team and same thing is about all the teams, so I think
Yeah,
it's an
Italy is
excuse. I
not
really
playing the
feel.
first team. Yeah, this is so. Are you saying this is the best English team out there?
uh,
Injuries aside.
Again, मतलब in terms of formation, in terms of personnel, not exactly, but it's the closest to what were available. You can say that.
Hmm.
ठीक है. तो वो तो मैं बोलूंगा डेफिनेटली, लेकिन इतने सारे ऑप्शंस है आपके पास, आप यूज क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो? मतलब दैट्स द थिंग इन यू नॉट इवन पिक्ड. That's my only thing that I'm saying. But again, people यहाँ पर और वोट्स आ गए जहाँ पर हम मैं इससे जानबूझ के बात करता हूँ. तो इकाड़ी इज अ क्लियर विनर.
Thank God. I mean, very bad attitude. A player who could have achieved so much. Seriously, I mean, and he's not making the move from PSG. Nobody wants him because of his wife and the agency and all that. Like, I wish, man. Like this is it's so sad. Because see, in the modern game, he's not very special, but he's that fox in the box. Like if Chelsea had this player and you had these guys like Kai and everybody else sort of providing for him.
By the way, Jared Bowen coming on for City for Saka.
Saka, yeah. I mean, he was very special for Inter, and in those years, the banter era, we had nothing but Icardi. And a name that's not being mentioned is, I think, Palacio. He had one or two very good
Yeah,
seasons with
Rodrigo
Inter.
Palacio.
Yeah. And he could have almost won the World Cup for Argentina in 2014. He had that chance coming
Did he
on
also
as
play under Jose Mourinho in that season?
Jose Mourinho. No.
No, he was not there. He was not there. He came in later. Like Rodrigo Palacio is a brilliant one, and the second one मैं wait कर रहा हूँ भाई और votes के लिए. यहाँ
No,
पर
you
और
have to
votes
listen to me. You
आ
can't
गया.
just go
दिबाला
with
आ गया मैं डाल रहा हूँ. दिबाला आ गया. इसके पहले कि
yes.
people start voting for others. मैं यहाँ पर मैं वो चलो पोल तो ऑन कर रहा हूँ लेकिन आई एम पुटिंग इन दिबाला.
Let the poll be, but because see, you have had Bonucci as your choice, Koulibaly as your choice, the midfield is your choice, the wingers are your choice. Let me have one player of my choice.
नहीं दिवाली इकाड़ी दिबाला and इकाड़ी definitely deserve their place, I would say. हाँ, Mandzukic had a decent shout, मैं बोलना चाहूंगा, लेकिन
He's retired now, though, I think.
और plus let's be honest, just on player ability, I still feel that I would have gone for Icardi and Dybala if I was picking this team. Not that Mandzukic is bad, he's superb, लेकिन just going by the times in Serie A. यहाँ पर छक्का, बढ़िया छक्का. बहुत ही बढ़िया छक्का हुआ. इतना ऐसे कट इन किया ना, the player cut in as though he's going to score like right now. But interesting part is Italy Hungary अभी तक 2-1 है. तो Italy are going to be on 4 points. Hungary are going to be on 3 points as things stand. Imagine.
So is this it? Is the Nations League over now, or there's another round of matches?
Another round of matches. So अभी तक खाली 2 ही matches हुए यार. Only 2
So
matches are over.
So you'll be seeing Italy versus England next.
Next, possibly, yeah, because Italy played Germany. Yes, next is Italy, England. Yes, absolutely.
Oh my! So I have to be on that stream, then like.
Nah, yeah, football picks. I don't believe in this as well. So Reece James, I hope Tuchel forgets that he can play left back. He's not so good. He has played and he's not so good. He's very good as a midfielder as well as a centre back, but not as a left back. I don't like him as a left back. By the way, पता नहीं कुछ तो बात कर रहा था sidelines में. Southgate was talking something to
I
these James.
agree
I
with
don't know.
Manav.
Was it?
4 UA players. Who all are the UA players? See,
Achha,
Dybala
so
is from Inter now.
we pick 4 UA players. Okay, we might change it. We
No,
might
no,
change it.
no. There's a technicality that saves you. Dybala is at Inter now.
Let's put it again. मैंने बंद नहीं किया screen. तो देखो, Koulibaly you would say Napoli, Bonucci, Buffon you would count as Chiellini, and who else? Dybala also you would count as UA, na?
No. Dybala you count as Inter Milan.
What about Vidal?
Vidal again. So Inter and Juve both, right?
हाँ चलो वो इंटर काउंट कर देते हैं. तो इंटर के लिए हैमसिक हो गया. Sorry,
No.
हैमसिक will count as Napoli, हैमसिक, Koulibaly, Mertens. Insigne, 4 यार वही प्रॉब्लम है ना. You cannot have this. It's too difficult. लेकिन Koulibaly भी आप बोलोगे. Maybe you remove Koulibaly and put Skriniar. Gundogan off, by the way. No, I think it's fair. Yeah, let it be.
No. I think it is a fair team. See,
Fair team,
Insigne
because-
is no longer Ankit. As of today, Insigne is no longer at Napoli. Hamsik might leave. Oh, sorry, Hamsik is no longer at Napoli. Only Koulibaly and Mertens are. Similarly, Icardi is not at Inter. He's at PSG. You have to count that also, no?
Chiellini भी निकल गए ना. Buffon भी निकल गए.
Chiellini, I think, has not announced that he's retiring from Juve, has he?
Kind of, you know it.
Oh my. But we'll still keep him, I think.
कोई नहीं, but it's fair. I think it's fair. It's not 4, मानो. Going by that counting, it's just about 3. तो
Just
fair.
about
They're
because
just
Dybala we're counting as Inter.
Fateh is like यार और मत करो यार. Let them be. Reece James को warm up
Goal!
करके बैठा दिया. अरे नहीं यार, नहीं हुआ. हो गया क्या?
Was that a defender who got the touch?
It looked like a goal to me.
Wow, like that's great defending then. I think England will get an equalizer soon. What do you think?
यार रुडिगर भाई साहब, what a header, man. What a header. That was a proper defensive header. Call me old school, but I know Chilwell would be back for World Cup.
Penalty.
Like this.
That surely cannot be a penalty.
Harry Kane running behind the referee like anything.
Oh my god. They better make it 2-0.
अरे अब गोल हो गया. अरे नहीं यार bad one. Sane,
Do you
man.
think VAR will give it?
कौन गनाबरी था कि साने था जो पास किया लास्ट अभी?
I think
that should have been a goal.
I think that they might give the penalty, but then wasn't the ball very far ahead of Kane?
Let's see. Replay के wait कर रहा हूँ मैं. Grealish with the ball with the step over. नहीं यार, it's too soft. It's too soft for me.
Too soft.
No ways, man. By the way, Tammy Abraham was also on, no? Just so people know. I believe it was too soft. Again, people in the chat, आप बोलिए ये VR देख रहा है. VR has asked him to go and see. So looks like there was a possible touch, which was good enough. Schlotterbeck, by the way, जो जिनका सीजन इतना अच्छा रहा है, he had that touch, by the way.
Oh, it's a penalty.
Oh, he tripped himself. Poor guy, yaar. You know what? When he went down, na, नीचे का तो I think his shoulder hit his knee. Sorry, his heel. I might be wrong. लेकिन I think Schlotterbeck's shoulder.
Offside? Was he offside?
नहीं, he wasn't offside. When the ball, it's a penalty. उसका जो shoulder है ना, right shoulder of Schlotterbeck, it hit the heel of Harry Kane, from what I remember. From what
I called it. I just told you that England are going to equalize soon. Wait. What was that comment? Dybala starts all year long. Yeah.
सरिया प्लेयर्स वैसे भी पूरे लीग में घूमते रहते हैं. ये क्या है? If Perisic isn't starting for going to Spurs, so Dybala to Inter point is valid. Okay. Side netting, yes. साने क्या हग्गा है सही में यार, सच में मैन. ओके, लेकिन इंटरेस्टिंग होता ना. अगेन पीपल आप बोलिए, if Germany would have scored in that moment, I think that goal would have got cancelled.
Oh, so that happens.
Yeah,
oh
that's
my,
what happened. Imagine that. That would have been a brilliant thing, right? साने ने हग्गा था, लेकिन जहां तक मुझे मालूम है रूल्स, they would have still checked, VR would have still checked, और because of that gameplay being just before that, वो कैंसिल हुआ कर वो हो जाता. लेकिन अगर आपको लगता है अलग है तो बोलिए, whether it's fair or not,
There
let
is
me know.
no there is no chance Neuer saves from Kane.
Yeah. By the way, people, like I'm saying, we did another stream for transfers just before the stream.
Oh,
Kane
I was
scores
trying to jinx
penalty,
him.
1-1. Lifeline for England because they are on 1 point as things stand in the Nations League Group A3. क्या बोलोगे फतेह अब?
I'm just hoping that Italy can win, like close it out against Hungary, no late errors. And yeah, I mean, England are still alive, man. That's what I said, like they might not play well or any of that, but I think they have that spirit in them, and that's how they got to those two, the semi-final and the final. You never count them out. And they have a very good striker. I think there was a chance, he had that chance that Neuer saved. So England was still dangerous away from home. I mean, I think we were being too critical of England, and they've gotten away with a point.
Hmm. No, yeah, लेकिन it's certainly interesting, the way it's going. Nations League, I know आप बोलोगे यार बहुत ही fatigue है, ये है, but somehow there have been either multiple goals or shock results or last minute, kind of goals. So it kind of is keeping us on the edge still.
No, but
मतलब
I'm
I
totally
cannot
interested in.
I cannot speak for whole of India in a sports TV, I would say. लेकिन I know that there are multiple fans, and I used to be one as well. Absolutely, Italy are 1-1. Italy go to the top. Imagine that. मतलब they can still get a major trophy. Fateh.
No, I think that those two games against England could both end up in defeats.
Well, first of all, they have to top the group and then go to the semis and beat two
Yeah,
more teams. There's a
it's not.
huge abhi path there left. लेकिन certainly I'm seeing that a lot of options are there in terms of the permutations and combinations. Like, and again, last 2 minutes, so let's watch this. Isn't it high time to go out for Sane cause Bayern main problems चल रहे हैं यार. पता नहीं यार, people saying Bayern में problems चल रहे हैं. क्या problems चल रहे हैं भाई, मतलब मुझे भी बताइए. मतलब I know that Lewandowski is not talking the best about Bayern right now. लेकिन yeah, they are still breaking records in Bundesliga for fun. हाँ, their Champions League run has not been as good as what you would have anticipated. लेकिन Nagelsmann, like, he's a very young manager. You have to give him some time. Or imagine if they are able to keep the players. They have some great youngsters in Musiala. So where are you on this, Fateh? Like, you think that Bundesliga, for them to be kind of be competitive, Bayern cannot drop their standards, can they?
See, Bayern can't drop their standards, but like I
Nice
said
by
last week,
Grealish. Uh-huh.
oh my, oh,
Oh, Grealish, some brilliant play, I have to say, last few minutes, man.
he's changed the game. I think.
Yeah,
Would it be
Grealish
right to
has changed
say?
the game.
Yeah.
Definitely, Grealish has changed the game. Absolutely. भाई बढ़िया बढ़िया था यार ये, लेकिन
Think about
गेम
Bayern.
फिनिशर.
Like I said that day also, Ankit. Uli Hoeneß is gone. Rummenigge is going. They have this uh, new guys, Khan and Salihamidzic. Salihamidzic's relationship with the previous coach was not good with Kovac, Niko Kovac.
Mhm.
That's why he went away. So there isn't, there is a transition happening. And look, Lewandowski. I don't know if they can get those goals back. Muller is getting old. Neuer is getting old. That core that dominated the last decade, they are coming to an end. And I don't know, like Sane has not, he's been up and down, up and down. So similarly, like if there is a chance that you might see Bayern not be the same Bayern of this decade, because I remember when Bayern was struggling, I've seen that time, and it was not as if they were struggling in the Bundesliga. In the Bundesliga they were winning it every other year, but in the Champions League you could make out that it was not they were not exactly the top team. So that might happen.
Yeah, that's a fair call. लेकिन यार, I would not be unhappy if Bayern lose the league. Nothing against Bayern,
Yeah.
but at not at the cost of their quality going down. मतलब I would still kind of say that Bayern will be there. Come on, we know that क्या करते हैं Champions League में, and they'll get kind of they can only improve from here. But I would rather see other teams becoming stronger. That's what I want.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a possibility that Bayern will lose the league title in the next 2-3 years. But to whom? Who is the new Dortmund coach? That's the big
Munchen,
question.
Mönchengladbach, Daniel
Mönchengladbach.
Fark. Imagine यार Daniel Fark यहाँ पर Norwich से sack कर दिया गया because they were getting relegated and then
Yeah,
goes and wins the Bundesliga with Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Mönchengladbach. No, I
Yeah,
think that
very
will be
sound
tough.
story.
But maybe Leverkusen, they've never really done it. They always
Yeah. Schick अगर he lives up to
Schick
his
and Wirtz.
expectations.
Yeah, Schick and
Words and
Wirtz.
yeah, both of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, but
अरे
yeah, I mean, I think next
Bellingham,
season,
Bellingham
Bayern need
यहाँ
to
पर
get
नीचे.
Bayern need to get their recruitments right now. In this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Leroy Sané is also one of the players ना मतलब काफी criticized this season for
Yeah,
Bayern.
exactly.
So
I mean, I don't think he's really stepped up at Bayern. Like he's been.
Dortmund, Adeyemi, they've got Adeyemi by the way. लेकिन again यार मतलब they are losing Haaland. It's a fact that
Yeah, it's
I
a
don't
big.
think Dortmund winning. It'll be really big shock for me. But by the last minute, Hansi Flick talking to his guys. Let's see क्या हो सकता है. लेकिन again मतलब Germany have gotten two draws. Yeah, German football fans आप बोलिए यार interesting रहेगा. I know Adway is a fan. I'm pretty sure वो नहीं है उसका शायद क्लास है सुबह. लेकिन any German football fans or even neutrals, यार Germany का जो performance रहा है, are you not underwhelmed by Germany? So we have criticized England to the core, but Germany have been underwhelming as well, arguably. Fateh?
Totally, I think. But then they did have the chances. I think. It's both the goalkeepers have made some very good saves. I think Neuer has made good saves. Pickford's made good saves. But like you said, Germany have been underwhelming for quite some time now. I mean, they've changed coaches, but you saw the team that played against Italy also. You didn't really feel like. I mean, it's not the Germany of old. That steamroller.
Almost, yeah. Maguire gave it away. Almost. RB like this is. I think Nkunku is key in that. Nkunku is key in that. By the way, I really believe that. This is a good shout. Germans should have won against Italy. Now, yeah, I would say second half, arguably Italy were the better team. मैं तो अभी भी बोलूँगा. Yeah, याद है Nonto and stuff like that. मतलब I was genuinely impressed. Not just because of that. I think they had Politano and Nonto. By the way, खत्म हो गया match. 1-1. और इटली हंगरी भी खत्म हो गया. इटली विनिंग 2-1 भाई साहब. तो काफी इंटरेस्टिंग होते हुए ये वाला ग्रुप at the end of the day. I would say that still there are people watching. So firstly, thanks a lot for people. I know a lot of people जो भी है they have been from the very start, and not just that, they watch the other stream as well. And yes, if you can share the other stream as well, brilliant, because we did speak about a lot of transfer news in the last 48 hours. But hopefully we will get a lot more coming this week, because we are hopefully going to be covering some Indian football along with some Who Am I and World Cup content and Nations League. तो यार इस गेम के लिए बात कर लेते quickly. क्या लगता है who's the man of the match for you, Fateh?
I want to say Grealish, considering that he changed the game, but
Oh wow.
no, I won't name him though. Man of the match. Would you say Hoffman because he scored?
Yeah, that's a good shout. Hoffman is a very good shout for me. Mason Mount kind of stood out, but again in the first 60 minutes, not beyond that, right? तो मैं तो अगेन यहाँ पर यार ये वेबसाइट हमेशा जो स्कोर करता है ना, केन भाई क्या करे पूरे मैच में, कम ऑन. I
No, he
don't
had
agree
that
with
one
this.
very good chance that Neuer saved.
Raum, I think Raum was constantly a problem. Walker
Constantly.
defended very well against him. By the way, Walker and Raum का जो था काफी अच्छा battle था. तो Raum is a good shout for me. Who else? Bellingham, but again he didn't do enough for me. So yeah, Hoffman and Raum, great shouts. I think that I agree with that man. Probably the fullbacks, or rather the wing backs of Germany. And Germany, yeah. Again, people out there, do you agree with Germany playing this formation or going back to the four that they experimented last game में? मुझे लगता है Rudiger does very well in this formation, लेकिन not at the center of the back. मतलब वो एक outlet था ना, वो थोड़ा missing था. I don't know. That's what I believe. लेकिन केंद्रीय विद्यालय का रेफरी आया था. Kimmich or Raum for me. Okay, if that was a penalty, surely Ukraine should have awarded the game absolute shambles. बच गए भैया. Yeah. England just about got it. But again, people do put in your man of the match, and I will also show what is happening with the Nations League altogether. Let me know who is winning this particular group, because that's the interesting part for me. If I'm being honest, that is the most interesting part. That Italy the team which has failed to go to the World Cup finals this year, and Fateh's best favorite team, they are top of the group as things stand in League A, Group A, 3, right? Group 3, yeah. They are standing on top.
But I still think that England and Germany will have too much for Italy right now. Because if you look at the kind of teams that Mancini is playing right now, very young. Today I think Bastoni started with Mancini, and Mancini scored an own goal. So I don't know how he played overall. So I think Italy still, like it's not the finished product now. There's a new cycle coming up. It'll probably be
Yeah.
3 to 5 years before we see some maturity in the team's play. But can they win this group? I think England and Germany have it in them too. Let's see. I mean, is the next match England versus Italy? When is it?
Yeah, we'll probably be publishing that. Obviously, हम आएंगे वो इस पर. लेकिन the I think if I'm not wrong, let me check it as well, क्योंकि आप पूछ रहे हो अभी. 11th जून को है इंग्लैंड इटली.
Oh, that's massive. England
11th जून
hosting.
को है इंग्लैंड इटली पीपल, एंड ऑफ कोर्स हंगरी प्लेइंग जर्मनी. लेकिन काफी इंटरेस्टिंग गेम्स होने वाले. बाय द वे यार, फॉर एवरीवन आउट देयर, अगेन थैंक्स अ लॉट फॉर कमिंग ऑन. एक क्विक अनाउंसमेंट है. आज शाम को मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली 5:15 बजे विल बी लाइव. 5:15 या 5:30 बजे हम लाइव होंगे. वो होगा इंडियन फुटबॉल कंटेंट के लिए. यस, इंडिया प्लेइंग कैम्बोडिया. रिमेंबर, it is AFC Asian Cup, and we are going to be very much competing. India playing Cambodia. So hopefully agar Shobit free ho to we'll have him on and we'll discuss some Indian football. And not just that, I am having an event today, so let's see agar hum cover kar pate watch along towards the night. Lekin you'll see some surprise kind of content kal, that is technically kal, for some people parso. But at the same time, there is going to be Who Am I coming back in the re-avatar, and of course World Cup chat in this week. Plus Almighty Sports Plus, there'll be a lot of cricket content coming on. So we'll be doing a lot of stuff in this week. So bhulna mat. Almost every evening we'll be live, if not once, maybe twice. जैसे आज भी थे, right? कल भी थे rather, right? England are busy robbing teams. जर्मनी टीम बहुत अच्छा खेली, डिफेंडिंग करी है. नॉयर सेव अब, वेल यू कैन आल्सो से इंग्लैंड इन द फर्स्ट हाफ पिकफोर्ड, ठीक है, तो काइंड ऑफ बराबर ही था. मतलब अगेन आई वोंट लाई, इट वाजंट अ सुपर्ब गेम, एंड दैट्स द रियल ट्रुथ. ठीक है, लेकिन हाँ, देयर वर लॉट ऑफ चांसेस, लेकिन क्लियर कट चांसेस नहीं थे, राइट?
Yeah. No, I think clear cut chances were there, but the goalkeepers put in very good performances. But the intensity is missing. And okay, that is a friendly. Like we should not forget that coaches and managers want to try out new players. I want to say try out new formations, but that's only true for Hansi Flick, not for Southgate. You will totally agree. So yeah, absolutely. I think let's not read too much into it, but yeah, certain flashes that we see of what could be happening in the World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. चलो फिर यार, मजा आया फतेह. So I believe Fateh, I don't know if you will be around, but hopefully हम एक साथ में stream करें. I think maybe परसों को. That's what we're planning, but we'll probably connect offline. But people out there, again, do not forget to like, subscribe to Almighty Blues FC and Almighty Sports Plus. Like I said, there's a lot of sports content coming in, and we did a transfer stream there earlier today, so do check it out. A lot of news from the last 48 hours, some breaking news about Tchouameni. But let's end on that quickly. यार Fateh, Tchouameni to Real Madrid, आपने react नहीं किया?
I mean, they have so much good young talent. They have so much experience in that midfield. He'll only get better, learning from the likes of Cruz and Modric and Casemiro. Great signing for them. Well done to them. But if I was Tchouameni, I would probably have wanted to go somewhere else, like maybe the EPL, maybe be the big boy at a club like Man U or something.
Oh my God, interesting. मतलब वही मैंने बताया यार, first few months में he may not start, but I think they have a midfield for a decade. They have Camavinga, Valverde, and Tchouameni. So I think it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. लेकिन हाँ गौरव, मैंने देखा था आपका question. Again, like there are a lot of questions, there are a lot of people. I respect everyone, I love everyone, but I may not take every comment. That might be the thing, especially when I have streamed for about 3.5 hours non-stop. So don't get offended. That doesn't mean that I am ignoring you. England fans से problem यही है. Now that the fact that I'm saying that, let me also address Gaurav's comment. That problem is more like with the England fans and stuff like that. There's a lot of hooliganism that used to happen over the historical years that we have been through, and that was one of the major reasons. Along with that England media इतना ज़्यादा hype up कर देती है, right? तो ये दोनों major reasons है, I would say. उसके अलावा मुझे नहीं लगता है, कम ऑन, मैनेजर्स प्लेयर्स आर टॉप नॉच आज के दिन में, ऐसा नहीं है कोई बहुत ही बुरे हैं, तो दे आर काइंड ऑफ देयर एब्सोल्युटली, एंड दे हैव अंडर अचीव फॉर मेनी इयर्स एज वेल. Finally, it's coming to terms, Fateh ne bola, in terms of the results, but in terms of the gameplay, that's what people are not happy with. That's England fans themselves. Like, and yes, of course, like if you want me to take, a lot of comments, or rather each comment, do kind of, put in a super chat if you're able to afford. If not, we'll try and take as many comments as possible. But yes, big up to Chelsea perspective. And of course, Fateh, who's taken the time again to come. And Fateh, I'll see you soon, bro. And everyone else, remember, 5:30 p.m. we'll be live today for the India Cambodia stream, hopefully for the preview. But we are having some exciting content coming on. I'll confirm about the watch along later on. So do follow me on social media, Almighty Blues FC on Twitter, Instagram, and of course the community pages on both the channels. That's Almighty Blues FC and Almighty Sports Plus. We'll be back with much more interesting content later this week. Thank you again. Love you all.